34. Allowing, sharing, single Zoom. Accepting, partnership, security, and then soliciting, advertising, professional attainment, then non-communicating. Then 139, 140, charging the fees, taking the permission, allowing any person to sign. Then sharing and accepting in case of membrane, and then not a fellow, acting as a fellow, non-supply of information. 6 and 7, knowing it to be false. Correct? Next. Imprisonment up to 6 months. Next one. Anything which is bringing disrespect to whom? I say. Confidentiality. Issuing report certificate without examination. Third, vouching the accuracy of estimates. Next one. Giving opinion on financial statement where you, your partner or firm is substantially interested. Fails to disclose material facts. Fails to report material misstatement. Gross negligence. Not obtaining SAE. And then departure from generally accepted auditing practices. And fails to keep the money in a separate bank account. Then the next one, violations of the sections, provisions, regulations. Then confidentiality broken by the member in service. Then giving the information but knowing it to be false. And then defalcation and embezzlement. And the next one, imprisonment exceeding 6 months. 100% everything is clear what we have done. Okay, let's proceed today. The first chapter called quality review, where we left yesterday. Quality review will just wind up in a very fast manner because it's a very small chapter but very important from the examination point of view. But what I feel this time, you may be getting maximum number of portion from where? Peer review. Quality review they may avoid this time because peer review itself has so many things to be asked in the examination. So you have seen that yesterday almost 2 hours we spent on what? Understanding the peer review. Quality review will do. After that, audit committee and corporate governance with amendments of your November 22. That will do. And then if the time will allow, we'll do the small chapter called audit of PSUs as well, because or CFS, whatever the case may be. Okay. So let's start with the quality review chapter, everyone. So what we have to learn in the quality review chapter, we'll just understand what are the basic criterias when they do your quality review. Okay. Peer review topic we are already done. So let's proceed with the topic called quality review. So you know that all the level 1, level 2, level 3 practicing units, all that thing has been abolished. A simple one thing is there are 3 types of peer review. What are the 3? One is voluntary, one is mandatory, and one is special. And you know the dates also: 1/4/22, 1/4/23, 1/4/24, 1/4/25. 1/4/25 onwards, mostly all the firms in India will get covered under what? Peer review. Now, let's talk about the quality review, everyone. So, first of all, though, you should know the difference between the peer review and what? Quality review. What are the major differences? First of all, it is getting done by whom? Peer review board. And what is the board name here? Quality review board. That's a very simple difference. Second thing, peer review board is controlled by whom? Council. But it is directly under the supervision of central government. Then what is the third one? In the peer review, intention is to find out the deficiencies and advise the practicing units to improve what? Here, in the quality review, intention is to identify the errors and inadequacies committed. In case of serious errors detected, quality review leads to disciplinary action against the what? Members. And if you remember, sometimes NFRA can also refer the case to whom? If you remember, yesterday we have done. If the NFRA thinks that your things are going out of control and it is serious irregularity, you are unable to improvise, then NFRA will no longer take care of your case. NFRA will forward the case to the quality review board. Basically, quality review, if we'll talk about, that is purely dedicated to one area. What is that area? Statutory audit. Here, the dedication is PTE. What is PTE? Professional, technical, ethical standards, and what? Quality assurance. And you know, new word has come. AQMM. What is AQMM? Audit. See, just remember this word because I feel that at least one question in the form of MCQs, definitely they're going to ask you on what? AQMM. So they may ask you ki, what is the self evaluation model known as? So they will give you 2-3 abbreviations. So you have to remember AQMM, maturity model. Right. Next one, it is governed by the statement on peer review. It is governed by the Chartered Accountants Acts and rule made thereunder. Right. Now, actually, if you carefully see now, when we do the professional ethics chapter, there also you have some little bit of mentioning of the which board? Quality review board. If you will see ICA ka material, you will find the quality review board ka incorporation and the composition is already given in the which chapter? Professional ethics. So that's why it is governed under the which act, everyone? C Act and rules made thereunder. Next one, what are the objectives of the quality review? Read the objective number 1. Whether the audit work is performed as per what? Relevant law, regulations and what? Technical standards. Right or not? But major focus is on the which work? Audit work. And whether the audit report is what? Reliable or not. Now, how do we do the peer review? Basically 3 right now. One is voluntary, one is mandatory and one is what? Special. Here, peer review is quality review is conducted on the basis of 2 types of selection. On the basis of selection of the firms and on the basis of the selection of the entities on which you are doing the what? Audit. And instead of peer review, what is the name of the person we call here? Technical reviewer. What is the name of the person? And instead of PU, we call it as AFUR. What is AFUR? Audit firm under the review. Now, basically, its idea is to identify the weaknesses and deficiencies in AFUR. Failure by AFUR to identify and address material misstatement in financial statement as per what? GAAP. Now, how to achieve the objective? Select a statutory audit for review. So, how do you do the quality reviews? First of all, you will select the statutory audit for what? Review. Select certain aspects of such audit and what? Evaluate. So, say for example, there is one firm which has done the statutory audit of a listed company. But that listed company is having serious irregularities in its accounting. Remember, here company is doing wrong. Who is doing wrong? But you are doing the audit of that wrong company. You are doing the audit of that. So it means you may compromise your IOI. What is IOI? That is what the focus of the quality review board. Here problem is not with you. The problem is with the corporate and the entity on which you are doing an audit. But unfortunately, as you are associated with that entity, there may be a possibility of the chances that you may end up compromising your what? Integrity, objectivity and independence. So that's the reason they are doing the quality review board on you. Maybe you have compromised some quality, you molded the things according to the requirements of the client. That's the reason. So first of all, they will select your which audit. And then it's not the full statutory audit also they will see. Those areas of statutory audit where some problematic things may come. So they will select certain aspects of such audit and what? Evaluate it. What is the third thing they will do? Review other matters of AFUR's quality control system. Again, talking about the which standards? PAT standard. Then they will see, are you following accounting standards, Ind AS? Are you following SAs, SEs, audit control maturity model? All those things they will check. Next one. What are the exclusions from the objective of the quality review? Exclusion number 1, not to review all audits. It's not review of audit functions. It's a review of which audit function? Statutory audit. Matlab, right now, quality review board ka major focus is to conduct the review on your which audits? Statutory. So what about the concurrent, internal and other types of audit? Don't worry, they are in the process of coming under the scope of what? Peer review. But right now, the only concentrating area is what? Statutory. So what is not covered under the quality review scope? Not to review all audits of AFUR. Not to identify every aspect of what? Now look at this point and this point. Please tell me what is the thing you found commonly between two circles. Read the point number 1. Select all the aspects of the audit or few aspects. And what is written below? Not to identify every aspect of selected audit. Are you getting? So what is selected is under your scope. What is not selected is your outside of your scope. Next one. Such review does not mean client's financial statements are free from what? Deficiencies. Doing the review of you does not guarantee that body corporate is fine. Maybe your review will let them know कि you are not the person who is doing a problem. Actually, the problem is not with you. Problem is with whom? Entity on which you are doing what? Audit. So basic idea is to examine you so that they can catch the culprit. जैसे अपना वो LOC भी होता था. In the company law, we used to lifting off corporate will. So via you, they are trying to reach to the deficient companies or the inefficient companies or manipulative companies or material mistreated companies. Are you getting the point? So tell me, what is included in your scope, what is not? All audits are only statutory. It means all audits are not. In the statutory, all aspects or some of the aspects? Some of the aspects. Next one is to point out the deficiencies of you or maybe a body corporate as well. You as well as a what? Body corporate. Right? Next one. Focusing areas of implementation of SQC1. SQC1 mein all the focusing areas you know. What is the focusing area number 1? What do they expect from you in your firm? You should display the managerial skills or leadership skills. Tell me what is the difference between the two? How a manager is different from a leader? See, it's a very simple thing. Try to understand. Manager is a credit taker and blame giver. Repeat. Manager is a, and its vice versa is a leader. What is leader then? Blame taker, credit giver. So as a CA firm, you are expected to behave not like a manager. You are expected to behave like a what? Leader. So that is what the first SQC says, that ki bring out which skills? Leadership skills. What is the next one? That we already know. What makes you ethical? By being independent, integrity, objectivity, competence, all those things makes you ethical and what? Independent. What is the next thing? You should be capable of managing your what? Human resource. Because when you do the audit, do you do the audit alone or with a group of people? Okay, you will maintain your IOI, but who will tell them to maintain IOI? It is whose responsibility? Main engagement partner's responsibility. What is the next thing? When they are doing the work, don't leave them as a free horses. Always keep DRS on them. What is DRS? Direction, review, supervision. That comes under what? Monitoring. And what is the next point? Evaluate their performance with some criteria. If you think that some of your staff or team members are not meeting the criteria, tell them that this is the area where you are getting short. Are you getting the point? So that they can improvise at the same. And what is the next thing? You know that this is what we do when we do SA 220 while doing the acceptance and continuance of which relationship? Client relationship. So what are the various SQC qualities expected from you? Bring me the list now. Leadership, ethical and independence, managing your which resources? Human resources. Always keep on monitoring them, engagement, performance, and what? Acceptance and continuous. Next one. Constitution of the Quality Review Board. Let's do it in a comparative way. Peer Review Board का constitution बताना. What is amendment के minimum how many? Maximum. Half of them should be council members. Vice chairman and chairman has to be from council to be rotated every year. 2/3 will be rotated once in 3 years or council term whichever is lower. If there is a casual vacancy, council will fill up. Am I correct? Same is the case here, but here the little bit of composition is different. Look at the composition. There it was what? Minimum 6, maximum 12. Here minimum, total how many? 11. One is what? No vice chairperson. Remaining 10 are what? Chairperson and 5 members. What is 5 out of 10? 50% plus 1 what? Chairperson is to be appointed by whom? Achha, from here only we can understand the difference between PRB and QRB. What was chairman and vice chairman of the PRB? By the council member. So that's why it was under the control of whom? ICI. Here they are saying majority are our people. Who is saying? Central government. Our chairman is ours and 50% of your 10 members is also from ours. Now remaining leftover are what? 5. Who are those 5? So tell me, what is the total composition? 11. 11 includes one? 5 council members, 5. Don't you think that it's like appropriate authority, appellate authority in professional ethics? Appellate authority mein first one was chairman, 2 persons nominated by council, 2 persons nominated by, instead of 2 it is 5. Total is what? 11. Did you get the point? Next one. Qualification of the members above. nominated amongst the person of eminent experience in the field of law, economic, business, financial and accounting. Can you please tell me which members qualification they're talking about? Central government members. Our qualification is simple. We are bloody CAs from the institute called what? Council. Am I correct or no? Our qualification is not mentioned. The central government nomination qualifications are mentioned. Repeat again. How many members? 11. 1, 5 council, 5 central government, chairman and 5 members are from central government, remaining 5 are from council. What is their qualification? Eminent personalities having experience in what? Field of law, economic, business, accounting. Looking easier, right? Let's make it difficult. Now, functions of QRB stands for? QRB is Quality Review Board. इसके main 3 ही function है. Read the function number 1. Review the quality of services given by chartered accountants while doing the which audit? While doing the which audit? Statutory audits. While doing the which audit? Always remember its present focus is only on one audit. That audit is what? Statutory. Second, to give you what? It means this thing also tells us that is it also a fault finding machine like NFRA, like PRB? Or they are fault finding machines plus giving you the recommendations. They are also going to give you what? Recommendations. Plus to guide the CAs to improve the quality of what? Services. So not only they will give you the recommendation, they will sit with you and they will guide you how you can improvise your services. So tell me the 3 functions. They will review your quality services, they will recommend you what to do and they will guide you how to do. Am I correct? Simple. Next point. MCA clarifications. That is what I was telling you about. This is what you should know now. QRB can't review the audit of companies covered under what? क्योंकि उसके लिए someone else is there. NFRA. Who will review the audits of those companies which are covered under rule number 3? Tell me rule number 3 list companies. Listed in India, outside India, unlisted public company, 500, 500,000, banking, insurance, electricity, foreign subsidiary contributing consolidated more than equals to what? 20%. Who does that? NFRA. Other than that, who will do that? Quality Review Board and ICI. So remember, Quality Review Board can't review the statutory audits of the companies which are covered under what? Rule 3. Especially they have written Rule 3 of which rule? NFRA. Point number 1. Point number 2. Only when referred by NFRA to whom? Can NFRA refer some of the cases to QRB? In such cases, you are allowed to touch the NFRA audits. Because NFRA itself is forwarding you the request. Boss, I am out of this thing now. You please take care of that. Then QRB will enter into the picture. Did you understand the first 2 points? What is the next point? So companies other than Rule 3, which are private and what? Other unlisted company not covered under NFRA can only be covered by whom? And can initiate review of these companies on which basis? So suo motu basis means QRB need not have any kind of permission. It can do it on its own. To tell me the 4 clarifications given by MCA. Clarification number 1. QRB will not touch the Rule 3 companies unless referred by NFRA. It means other than Rule 3 are under the scope of whom? QRB. And QRB can initiate the review on which basis? Suo motu basis. Next one. Coverage. It gives the power to the review all the services rendered by the CAs, including which services? Audit services. But QRB had issued procedures for quality review of audit services of audit firms so far. As on today, it includes what? Quality of which audits only? Just now I told you that in a phased manner, slowly you will find internal, concurrent, other audits also coming under the review of whom? Quality review. But so far, it is which audits? And quality control framework adopted by whom? AFU. What do you mean by quality control framework? PET. What is PET? Professional, ethical, technical standard. Same definition copy pasted here. So what are the present coverage of QRB board? Statutory audits, quality reporting framework. Repeat after me 2 things. Statutory audits, quality reporting framework for auditors. Auditors of which companies? Under Rule 3 or other than Rule 3? Other than Rule. Unless referred by whom? Let's start connecting the topics one by one, right? What is the second thing? Excluded right now is what? GST. Obviously what? Abolish. Second thing is what? In future may come. What may come in future also? Tax audit. What may come in futures under? Services rendered by MIS. What is MIS? Members in service also. In future they may. Acha, यहाँ पे some people might be MIS, Management Information System. This is not that MIS. MIS is whatever. And what do we call it under the new code of ethics to them? अगर आपको याद हो, professional accountants in service. And what do we call ourselves now? Professional accountants in public practice, right? May be covered by the QRB at the which stage? So tell me, what is presently covered, what is presently excluded? Statutory audits are covered. Quality reporting framework is covered. What is excluded? GST, tax audits, and the services rendered by whom? Now, how the selection of AFUR takes place under the QR? Now, QR report is prepared for each financial year. So selection and review is done for the each financial year. There are two methods of selection of AFUR. I told you two methods. Please tell me without looking. What are the two methods in the beginning I told you? On the basis of your size of the entity, number of services you are providing, and the client base, I may directly select you. Or if there is no criteria of selecting you on the basis of you, I may select you on the basis of entities you are doing the audit for. So basically in front of me also two criteria are sitting right now. You people are directly whom I can select under the quality review, and you people are those people I will not directly select you. I will select you on the basis of audits done by you. Are you getting the point? It means here you should know the list of all those entities for which you are doing the audit, and you will directly come under the lens of which board? Quality review board. Am I correct? Now, first one. Criteria based upon entities audited. It is a direct method or indirect? Indirect. Direct method is based upon the which forms? Audit form. So let's understand how do they select you based upon what? Audit forms. It is selected depending upon your three things. What are the three things? Nature of assignments, sectors covered. Achha, let's say for example, she is having one firm and her 90% of the operations are indirect tax audits. Can she be selected? These kind of questions they will ask you. You don't have to do only the bookish knowledge. You have to start implementing the same. She is a practicing firm, AFUR, but her 90% of the operations are indirect tax audits. Mostly she takes care of GSTs and other things, customs audit. Will she be covered under the peer review, quality review, or will not be? Quality review mein which audits come? Statutory. समझ में आ रहा है? So she is under the review or outside the review? Outside the review. But what if a majority of the clients are statutory audits? So based upon what? Based upon what? Nature of assignments. What is the next one? Sectors covered. And what is the next one? Nature of clients. Is it clear? So these three are the criteria where the direct selection will take place. Tell me the three criteria. Nature of assignment, sectors covered, nature of your client. Now based upon what? Entity audited. Small points are there, but you have to remember it like a series. Are you getting the point? Now see. First entity is what? Selected, which is what? Audited. Now the question arises, how do they select that this entity's auditor is the AFUR for me? That is the main problem. What kind of entities they select? Read the point number 1, please. Which sector entities? Particular sector entities susceptible to risk on the basis of what? Market intelligence report. There is one market intelligence report which says that the banking sector nowadays is becoming very much volatile these days. And my firm is mostly doing the statutory audits of what? Banks. Now tell me whether my firm should be selected? Yes. So please tell me which type of entities I am doing the audit for, on the basis of which I got selected. Those entities which are susceptible to what? Risk. Remember this word. What is the word? Susceptible to risk. Based upon which report? Market intelligence report. Point number 1 you understood. What is the point number 2? Risk-based selection. Which one? Risk-based selection also concerning regulatory concerns for what? Matlab, some of the stakeholders nowadays are worrying about this company. They are not paying the dividend on time, not repaying the loans on time. Creditors को पैसे time पे नहीं आ रहे, government को taxes नहीं मिल रहे. तो some stakeholders are finding this company little bit risky. तो quality review board will get attracted towards such kind of companies, and those who are doing the audit of those companies will be selected as an AFUR. So tell me, what is the second criteria of selecting you? Where who is feeling risky? Stakeholder is feeling risky. Are you understanding the main words? What is the first one? Entities, public, particular sector entities which are susceptible to risk according to market intelligence report. Second one, आपने ऐसे कभी पढ़ा था? In a very simplified way. You just simply keep on learning and mugging up the things. Try to understand the things, what the lawmaker is trying to tell you. Learn the intention, the things will go inside your head. The moment you will see the question, you will say, yes, can be selected, no, can't be selected. So what two bases you can be selected? Market intelligence report saying that you are susceptible to risk. Second, what kind of entity you are? Where the shareholders or stakeholders are feeling what? Risky. What is the third one? In your company, some frauds have been reported, or there are no such frauds have happened, but there is a what? Likelihood of such frauds. So you are the auditor of such kind of company. You are what? Selected. What is the fourth one? Serious accounting irregularities based companies. जहाँ पे reports आ रही है, they are simply not following Ind AS, not following accounting standards, not following gaps, not preparing financial statement as per Schedule 3. AFRF based complete non-compliance. So tell me the four criteria now. देखो सर, I told you we will do it in such a way कि एग्जाम में जाओ and just फोड़ के आ जाना एग्जाम में. You don't have to think twice before writing the answer. Tell me the four. Market intelligence report saying that you are susceptible to risk. Stakeholders are feeling risky. Reported fraud or likelihood of fraud, and serious accounting irregularities and major non-compliances under the relevant statutes highlighted in what? Selection will be on what? Random basis. Matlab there will be so many where are non-compliances, but I will do akkad bakkad bambe bo and will select some few companies on the random basis and will do the AFUR on that. Next one. Forward joint audits. All joint auditors may be required by whom? QRB. If you were supposed to be the, suppose Reliance is selected. Reliance के दोनों joint auditor कौन है? SRBC and DTS Associates. Both will be what? Selected. Not one joint auditor. And what is the last one? Entities referred to QRB board by whom? SEBI, RBI, IRDA, NFRA and MCA. What is MCA? So you can see that basically regulators and authorities. What is the word written? Regulators and authorities. So tell me the 6 criteria on the basis of which unfortunately you may be get selected by QRB board. First of all, direct method. Second is what? Indirect. Directly on the basis of 3. Nature of the clients, nature of assignment, sectors covered. Indirectly on the basis of the entities you are doing the audit. Unfortunately, you are doing the audit of 6 of these entities. What are the entities? Which are susceptible to risk given by market intelligence report. Stakeholders are feeling risky. Frauds are reported. Likelihood of frauds. Serious accounting irregularities. Non-compliances on random basis. And if you are a company which is referred to me by SEBI, RBI, IRDA or NFRA or Ministry of Corporate. Looking easier now? Right? Next one. Complaints to be recognized only if made by the registered body, regulatory body or other media reports. You should have a conclusive evidence ki why you are selecting. Just market rumor is there, Reliance is not doing well. On the basis of that, you can't catch the collars of Reliance auditor. Come this side. You can or you can't. There has to be a conclusive what? Evidence. That conclusive evidence is either there should be a which reports? Media reports, or if it is only being told to you by the which body? Regulatory body. Not considered by individual partners of the firm, company. Suppose these people made a complaint to you. Sir, I think my company is susceptible to risk. Please take care of my company. Your well-wisher. Huh? Will you consider one person's application? One of the partner, now what happened? There is a partnership. Look at the case. Look at the genuinity of the case. So three partners were there. So one of the partner invited them on dinner. So that partner who came, he unfortunately eve teased the other partner's wife. Full jhalga ho gaya. He slapped him. Next day he told to the, I'll make your complaint to QRB. So ने QRB को complaint कर दिया. My partner is doing the audit of those companies where the serious accounting irregularities are there. Now tell me please. Will you consider single person's complaints, or it should be a complaint made by regulatory authority? Or media coverage has to be a conclusive evidence, not on the basis of rumors given by these people. So which people you will ignore? Individuals, partners, company directors, company itself, and what? Officer. Because there is no concept called voluntary Q review, quality review. Are you getting the point? So you cannot tell that. Now, quality review cycle. Depending upon the number of partners in the AF, you are 20 or more. If you are how many partners in your firm? Once in what? 3 years. Your QR will take place once in 3 years. More than equals to 10 but less than what? 20. Once in what? 4 years. Less than 10? 28 partners. 18 partners. 8 partners. 100% clear? So once in 5 years, once in 4 years, and once in 3 years. More number of partners, once in 3 years, your frequency will reduce. And less number of partners, your frequency will be more. Number of engagements under the review. Selected if your AFUR has been selected for the first time under the quality review, what they will do? Up to 3 audit assignments they will select of that AFUR for a particular QR, not more than 3. Remember, you are being selected for quality review for the which time? So maximum how many they can select? 3 statutory audits depending upon geographical spread and what? Regulatory concerns. But say for example, you are generally a customer of QRB board. Matlab, your firm is getting selected what? Again and again. Then in that case, what will happen? In the absence of any what? Adverse findings in the past. Say for example, this is the 10th time I got selected. But in the 9 times which they have done the audit for on me, quality review, they did not find any kind of which finding? Adverse finding. Then not more than what? So they will say that when the last 9 times there is nothing wrong found in your what? AFUR. So this time why unnecessarily a headache of doing the 3 audit selection? Let's do only what? 1. And let's tell this person to turn around and po. Unnecessary. Am I correct? But in the past they found some what? Adverse finding. It means I was guilty in the past. Then in that case, not 3, not 1. It should be what? More than 3 can be what? Selected, and more frequent levels than specified in what? It means then they will know got for 3, 4 and 5. What do you mean by 3, 4 and 5? Suppose I have only 6 partners. Generally, once in 5 years. So then they will not think about once in 5 years. They can do every year also. It means QR cycle will be irrelevant if there are past adverse findings in your AFUR. Did you understand? Are you understanding each and everything connecting? Now please tell me what is a QR cycle, by the way? More 20 or more? Less than 20, more than equals to 10? And less than 10? No adverse findings, I am a regular customer. No adverse findings, I was regularly selected by QRB board. Not more than 1. First time selected. 3. Based upon my geographical location. Adverse findings in the past. More than 3 and QR cycle will not apply. I may do it on more frequent basis. Is it sorted? 100% with reason, logic you are understanding? Okay, fair enough. Now let's talk about this person called what? TR. Who is TR? Technical reviewer. Now, what is the criteria of empanelment of what? TR. We will compare it with PR. Because unless you will not do the comparative study, you will never be able to. Because exam mein, you are under so much of panic pressure that you may end up mixing the 2 things. Are you getting the point? So let's do the TR. Active in what? Accounting practice and what? Audit. You should be active in which 2 practices? Either accounting practice or what? Audit. Such kind of point is there or not there? There or not there? There, na. First one, you should be a practicing CA for at least what? 7 years. So instead, they have used the word called accounting practice and audit practice. It means they also want the people who are in non-practice or practice. Are you getting the next one? Minimum 15 years of post-qualification experience. Their minimum 7 years. And if I am from industry, moved from industry, 10 plus minimum 3 in what? Practice. Total 13 years. Are you getting the point? So next point. Signing partner or proprietor of at least what? 3 statutory audit assignments. What do you mean by that? You are a partner in one firm. I don't want general partner. I want that partner who is a signing authority partner. Which partner? Third partner for at least how many audits? What do you mean by 3 statutory audits? These 3 statutory audit means either you should be a central statutory auditor of a bank, you should be an auditor of what? Government company, you should be an auditor of a auditor of a private limited company whose turnover is greater than 50 crores during the last 10 years. Then I will treat you eligible to become a which reviewer? Technical reviewer. Tell me the 3 points. I should be active in which practices? Accounting and auditing. Next point. Minimum experience post qualification 15 years. Next one. Signing partner or the signing proprietor means what? At least how many? 3. What are those 3 should consist of? Either I'm a central statutory auditor of a bank or a auditor of a PSU or a government or a private limited company whose turnover is more than 50 crores in the preceding 10 years. At least one must be the entity other than what? What do you mean by that? Out of the 3, at least one should be the entity other than what? It means I am the auditor of 2 private limited companies whose turnover is 60 crores each in the last 10 years. 3 out of 2 is fine. But all 3 private is not fine. Out of all 3, at least one should be other than what? Private. Is it clear? Next point. No disciplinary action proceeding pending under the which act? In the last how many years? That we already know. There also it was there, but in last 3 years was not written. There should not be any pending litigation against you. Next one, you should not be a member of which board? And central council or regional council or what? Branch level committees. QRB has a power to reject or change the criteria of what? Selection. So tell me, what are your qualifications to become a TR? Practicing or non-practicing? Post-qualification experience? Practice in accounting, auditing, signing authority in 3 statutory. Out of 3, there can be 2 private, but at least one should be what? Non-private. Am I correct or not? What are the criterias? Next point. Should I have any pending litigation against me or no pending litigation? In the last word. And I should not be a member of any of these things. What are any of these things? QRB, central council, regional, branch level. And QRB has a power to reject your application or change the criteria of what? Selection. Tenure, fixed block of 3 years. Once you are appointed, acha, you will be appointed for 3 years, but doesn't mean that in 3 years you may get the quality review. You may go empty-handed also. But once you are appointed, your appointment is valid for what? 3 years. Block of 3 years. And when we say the word called block, it is calendar years. It is which years? Calendar years. Next one. Starts from the date of what? Empanelment till the end of what? What is the date today? I have been selected today. So when my tenure will get over? 30th March 2026. Next one. Annual declaration from each tier reviewer that I am alive. For empanelment, continue. I am alive and I am continuing in your what? Empanelment. I am still a part of which board? Quality review board. Next one. Tenure after the completion can be what? Renewed on the basis of 2 things. What is the base number 1? Performance basis or what? Other criteria. Empanelment does not guarantee allotment of what? That's what I was telling you. Just because you empaneled under the QRB doesn't mean that you will get a which review? Quality review. Did you get the point? Now tell me everything about TR. Now the answer is getting bigger and bigger. It will become difficult for you to retain. Please tell me. Active practitioner, minimum 15 years. Signing authority. No pending in the last 3 years. Can be rejected or change the criteria. By whom? Quality review. Should not be a member of QRB, regional council member, and branch council members and central council member. Am I correct? Next one. What is my period of block? Starts from date of appointment. Is there any guarantee that I will get a review? Can I be renewed? Yes, on the basis of my performance or other criteria. Am I correct? So, do I have to give annual declaration that I am still a part of your QRB empanelment? Yes. Next one. Training of TR. TR should be required to undergo a training in what? If you remember, अगर pet की definition याद है, तो just remember everything in the pet will come in the point number 1. You should be undergoing to the training of what? INDS, amendments, technical standards, valuation standards, law and what? Regulation. Must regularly attend the program by POUs. What do you mean by POUs? These are the committees made by ICA, Program Organizing Unit, and shall submit 6 annual declarations along with relevant audit evidence for what? Trainings. मतलब you have to give the 6 proofs to the QRB कि I have attended these what? Trainings. Then only QRB will treat you as a proper TR. Next one. Independence and qualification of what? TR. No pending disciplinary cases in the last what? 3 years. Not belonging to the city, region or the head office of what? AFUR. You should not be near to that place which AFURs have been selected. Next one. Not disqualified under the what? Acha, say for example, here also same question which I asked you yesterday. What if I am already a TR from Hyderabad and AFUR which is got selected is from Hyderabad? Am I eligible to do the audit of that AFUR? Eligible or not eligible? Why? Because I am disqualified under this point. What is this point? Not belonging to the city, region or head office of what? AFUR. Not disqualified under the Companies Act for the audit of what? Concerned companies. No association with the specified AFUR, TR firm or any of the network firm or partner of any network firm in the last what? 3 years. You should neither be a part of that network to which AFUR belongs. You should not be a network firm of that network in the last how many years? 3 years. TR, his firm, partner, any of the network firm, partner of network firm should not be the statutory auditor of the concerned company during the last what? 3 years. Let me give you one simple question now to make you understand how this question may be asked in the examination. I'm a TR. Obviously, I'm a practicing CA as well. Okay? So my firm is a part of EY network. Which network? In the EY network, there is one SRBC and Co. That SRBC and Co. is the auditor of one company on which market intelligence report says that that company is susceptible to risk. QRB selected that entity. Can I be the TR of that entity? Why? Because my firm is also the part of the word same network. Am I allowed or not allowed? In the last word, 3 years. Am I correct? But what if that SRBC and Co. was a part of this network, not is a part, was a part of this network 5 years back? Now, the entity audited by SRBC and Co. has been selected by the Quality Review Board. Can I now be selected? Yes. Because we have to see this test in the last what? 3 years. Are you understanding what I'm saying? So tell me, what are the disqualifications for you? No pending cases in the last what? 3 years. Not a part of the same network for the last what? 3 years. Not a part of the same network where your network firm has done the audit of that AFU selected in the last what? 3 years. And not disqualified under what? Companies Act. And not belonging to the city, region or head office of what? AFU. So this is what brings an end to your TR. Ab batao everything about TR. Write a short note on TR. I think 5-mark question they can ask you. It is that huge. Far bigger than what? PR. Tell me everything about TR now. Chalo, let me put up the question. Practicing or non-practicing? 10, 5, 13, 18 years. Huh? Acha, none of the above. Huh? 10, 5, 18, no? 15 years? Minimum 15? So 18 can't be the answer. If I'm giving the 4 options, 18 can't be the answer because you stuck to the word called what? 15. 18 is more than 15, na? So then why you are trying to become over clever? Tell me one thing. Yesterday you came to me, I think, with the there are so many questions will come in your ICA examination where the two answers will be correct. You have to choose the most appropriate one. Are you getting the point? They are not asking you to go pinpoint and see what you have learned. They may ask you to, what do you mean by choose the most appropriate answer? What do you mean by that? Choose the appropriate answer. What does that mean? Either all the answers are appropriate, but you have to choose the word most appropriate. So when I told you 18, no, everyone was like, sir, mad fellow. 15, he didn't say. What about 18? 18 is more than what? 15. Signing authority of last, how many statutory audits? 3. Among whom at least one should be other than private. Private का criteria क्या था? More than 50 crores of turnover in the last what? 10 years. Next point. What is my block time period? Sure. Reappointed again? Can I be reappointed again? So my tenure will start from the day of my empanelment. Do I have to give yearly declaration? I'm still empaneled. Am I correct or not? Is there a guarantee that you will get a TR, AFUR audit? You will get or you will not get? You may get, may not get. Okay, next one. Tell me my 6 disqualifications. First of all, do I have to go through trainings? How many proofs I have to file with QRB board? 6 proofs annually that you have gone through the trainings. And tell me my disqualifications. Last 3 years, last 3 years, last 3 years. No pending. Last 3 years. Should not be belonging to the city region of the head office of AFUR. Network firm ke 2 points in the last what? 3 years. And the last but not the least, disqualified, not disqualified under Companies Act for the audit of what? Concerned company. Next one. Now let's understand. Acha, please tell me peer review mein what was on-site visit ka time period? I asked on-site visit 6 days. Total 20. Are you getting the mind? And what about the new unit? 7 days total. There is no on-site time period given for that, right? On-site visit and qualified assistant. There also we have a qualified assistant. Tell me the qualifications first. CA, not disqualified under 8 and 21 section. He also has to go through a declaration of confidentiality. We have to inform it first to the practicing unit and board. He is not allowed to communicate with the whom. Did you get the mind? Same thing we can have. But how many qualified assistants you can have there? 1. Here up to 3 I think. Up to 5 or 3 something. Right or not? Chalo, wo dekhte hain abhi. First of all, on-site visit. What is the first one? Fixes the date with the word. Ye word to bahut common hai. Yesterday we did so many things with mutual consent. Do you remember that? Here also TR is fixing the date with the AFUR with the which consent? Yes, sir, you tell me when you are comfortable, we'll come according to your comfortable time to do the comfortable audit for you. Right or not? And then ensuring to complete within what? Time. Qualification. Who should be a qualified assistant? Should be a qualified CA. What is his disqualification? Not disqualified under what? CA. Same. 8 and 21. No pending disciplinary action again in the last what? 3 years. Not associated with the company selected or AFUR under the review in the last what? 3 years. Not a member of management committee. Only this extra point has been added. Remaining 4 are same. What were the 4 parts in technical reviewer? QRB board, branch council, regional council and central council. Extra word is what? Rest remaining everything is same. Next one. Composition of the review team. It should always be headed by one TR, technical reviewer, depending upon what? Size. Up to how many qualified assistants? 5. Fixed by the board. No CA firm can be a what? Team member. It means you have to be an individual team members. So tell me, your team member will be headed by whom? TR. How many QAs? 5. Decided by board. Can firm become your member? Or only individuals? Individuals. Next one. Work related to qualification of what? Qualified assistant. He must have worked with the CA firm for at least what? 1 year as a member or partner. Can you please tell me connected with peer review chapter? He must have been the partner of peer reviewer or paid assistant in the peer reviewer forms as per whose records? ICA record. But here, did they mention that you should be a part of TR or must be working? Must have worked for at least what? 1 year. As a what? Member or as a what? No, here also no direct interference with what? Practicing unit and peer review board. And here what is the word? AFUR and quality review board. There also no interference. Here also no interference. He can't communicate with them directly. He will only communicate with one person. Who is that? TR. Next one. Signed statement of what? Confidential. Same things. Everything is same. What are the major differences you found between QA of this and QA there? 1, 5. 1, 5. Must be a partner or paid assistant with PR, but there has to be a member for at least what? 1 year. The rest remaining everything is same, and this disqualification has been added extra. He should not be a member of these things. Management, QRB, Central, and what is this? Not himself empaneled as TR with whom? What do you mean by that? Can a TR take the another TR as a qualified assistant? Suppose she is also a TR, I am also a TR, but she is junior to me. I told her be my assistant. Possible or not possible? So you should not be empaneled with QRB as a what? TR. If you want to become a QA. What is QA? Qualified assistant. थोड़ा heavy है नहीं peer review से, but yes, I think you can manage. Is it looking easier? चलो quickly revise करते हैं क्योंकि we are on the last topic now. जल्दी जल्दी बताओ शुरू में. What is the coverage of quality review? It covers what? GST covered, internal covered, tax covered, cycle बताओ. 28 partners. Once in 3 years. 2 partners. 11 partners. Selected again and again, but significant findings were present in my previous quality reviews. Huh? More than 3. And will it be as per cycle now? Frequently more. Selected so many times, no adverse findings. Pakka. Selected for the first time. Maximum 3 on the basis of my geographical presence. I'm a QA. Please tell me something about me. QA. Full form I know. Next. 1 year worked with whom? First of all, tell me my qualification. First one, I should be a CA. Should I sign declaration of confidentiality? Undergone through training. Should not be a member of management committee, QRB board, branch, regional council member. Should not already be impaneled as a what? TR with the quality review board. No disciplinary action. Should not be disqualified under Chartered Accountants Act. And should be at least a member at least for what? 1 year. As per ICA records. Next one. Will I be informed to QRB and AFUR first that you are hiring me? Hey, are you going to give my information to AFUR and QRB board that I am coming along with TR? Yes. You have to inform them first also. And along with that, because he has to do the arrangement of lunch and all those things, na? Suddenly you can't bring 5 people with you. उन्होंने तुम्हारे लिए एक बिरयानी में लगा यहाँ पे 6 people are there. So he has to bring a jumbo pack, na then? Correct है नहीं है? So you have to inform to the AFUR and quality review board that how many people are coming. And next point, please tell me in the next point what was there. Can he speak with AFUR, with quality review board, only with whom? That is what all about the person called what? QR. Tell me everything about TR. Must be a practicing in auditing and accounting minimum 15 years, signing authority of at least 3 statutory audits, out of which other than 2 can be a what? Other than 2 private, 1 at least should be other than what? Private. Disqualifications are same almost like qualified assistant. But what is a block period? 3. Renewed? Yes. Every year declaration. I am in the empanelment. And adequate training has to give annually 6 proofs that I have gone through the training. And is there any guarantee or no guarantee? Fair enough. Okay, next one. how you are being selected by QRB board? Direct method, indirect method. Direct may based upon your nature of assignments, clients, and sectors covered, and indirectly on the basis of 6 types of companies you are doing the audit for. Susceptible to risk given by market intelligence. Second one, risky felt by stakeholders. Third one. Fourth one, fraud or likelihood to fraud. Next one, serious accounting irregular, non-compliances on random basis and referred to you by authority. One of the director made a complaint to you to be considered. Individual, officer, partner, company, media reports, regulator. Yes. Did you get the point now? 100% clarified. Now let's understand how the stages of quality review board are going to take place. Now see, quality review board first selects. I have made it in a very simple way just so that you can understand with the arrow basis. Read the point number 1 and tell me what they are taking. Who selects whom? Quality review board selects whom? TR. Next, what happens? Quality review board sends the offer letter to whom? TR. You have been selected. TR gives what? Acceptance plus statement of confidentiality. Files with whom? QRB. QRB selects giving information about what? Quality review. Information that TR has accepted it to whom? AFUR. कि भैया the TR has been selected and you are going to get. यहाँ पे कोई choice नहीं है. There you had a choice. You were given the names of what? 3 peer reviews. But here no choice. Here they are telling you, not asking you. Am I correct or no? कि your TR has been selected. So buddy, please ready. Your form is going to get what? Quality reviewed. Am I correct? Up to 4 points. Any doubt? So who selects whom? QRB to TR. Intimate sends offer letter to whom? TR. TR gives acceptance and statement of confidentiality to whom? QRB. QRB intimates the same to whom? AFUR. Okay. Now, TR sends the quality review program general questionnaire. Do you remember the ACQ? Yesterday. Here also he is sending the ACQ to whom? AFUR. Call for which information? And on-send with which consent? Mutual consent. Now, TR will issue a which report? Matlab TR is over. Matlab review is over now. Now and remember, here is no explanation of review. Like we had in explanation, compliance, test controls and substantive test control. There is no such kind of explanation in case of what? Quality review. Now directly quality review is over. TR will make final report or preliminary report. Tell me the process there. Preliminary report sent to you. You are being asked to give the reply within 2 days. If your replies are satisfactory, not satisfactory. If satisfactory, unqualified report. Not satisfactory, qualified report. Am I correct or not? But in both the cases, we'll send one copy to PU and one copy to what? Board. Are you getting the point? The same is the case here. We are first sending the which report? Preliminary report to AFUR. AFUR responds and replies and sends the replies to whom? TR. Right? TR submits the final report within how many days? 45 days of what? Acceptance. What is the total time period of peer review now? 20 days. Here the total time period is what? 45 days. Are you getting now? To the which board? Quality review. But let me tell you one thing. Up to this actually process gets over. But there is one internal process which you need to understand. Remember, up to 8 point is sequence. Remaining is not sequence. It is just written as a 9, 10, 11. Don't treat it as what? Sequence. Now see. TR will send one copy to whom? AFUR. You all know that one report copy will send to PU as well. AFUR sends submissions on reservation, send submission on reservation, one copy to whom? TR and one copy to whom? QR. Within how many days? TR also sends a summary of findings, replies of the AFUR along with their what? Comments. 100% same point as we have done yesterday. What are the extra attachments you have to attach with the report? If you remember, annexures, replies given by PUs. Here also is sending the same thing only. Are you getting the point? Annexure summary of what? Findings and the replies given by whom? AFUR. Now TR sends final report to QRG, not QRB. Now remember, QRB board, do you remember yesterday we have a PR secretary, PRB secretary, who used to do everything the formality work before the things reach to whom? Board. Same way, we have one QRG, Quality Review Group. What is the full form? Main work QRG does. QRG gives the recommendation to whom? QRB, ki this AFUR should be dissolved, should be given what recommendation, and should be guided a lot or not. Are you getting the point? The major core work here, who is doing? QRG. The one report, final report will go to whom? QRG, Quality Review Group. QRG will make the recommendations to whom? QRB. What to be done with this? AFUR. Next one. QRB considers the report of what? QRG and decides the final course of action on the basis of whose recommendations? अब समझ में आया? Please tell me the total concept. Try to. QRB selected TR, sent letter to TR, TR gave acceptance to QRB, QRB intimated to AFUR, TR sent the ACQ to the whom? AFUR and asked some additional information. Am I correct? AFUR sent the reply to whom? TR. TR is over. TR sent now preliminary report 1 to whom? AFUR asking the replies. Am I correct or not? Total quality review must be completed within what? 45 days. Am I correct? Now he has sent the reply. He will make one copy of that report and send it to QRB board along with the replies attached and the findings. Am I correct? But one final report copy he will send it to QRG also. What is QRG? Quality review board will give recommendations to whom? Quality review group will give recommendations to whom? Quality review board. On the basis of the recommendations of quality review group, quality review board will take the actions on what? AFUR. Is it clear, everyone? Right? Next one. Reporting and other procedures. First TR makes the preliminary report and subsequently makes the which report? Final. Formats are prescribed by whom? QRB. Here also two types of reports. What is the first one? Clean. And what is the second one? Please tell me when clean, when qualified. When he is satisfied, he will give a clean. When he is dissatisfied, he will give a following can be the reasons for dissatisfaction. Point number 1. Non-compliance with laws and regulation. By whom? AFUR. What is the point number 2? Non-compliance with PET standards. By whom? AFUR. Reason number 3. Non-compliance with which standards? Quality standards. Deficiency in which system? Quality control system. And non-adequate training and program for its staff and what? Assistant. Matlab what you are supposed to do, you are not doing. So boss, I will give you which report? Qualified report. Next one. Factors affecting quality of technical review. Means what are the factors? Please tell me yesterday 5 steps. What is the approach of peer reviewer? If you remember the one topic I told you. He will first check your engagement letters. Which letters? Then he will ask you what are your QCPP and whether you are complying with it or not. Then he will check your systems and what? Procedures. Then what he will check? You are mixing 2 points. That was scope of peer review. And I'm asking you approach. Scope of peer review, I know compliance, self-evaluation. I'm asking the approach. First, you take the engagement letter, if you remember. Oh, it's okay, no problem. You have done it yesterday for the first time. It's better to revise it again. But you are not given the opportunity in the examination, unfortunately, to read out the material. There you have to remember. Read the approach. Point number 1, please. Engagement. Point number 2, policies and procedures. Compliance. Point number 3. Yes. Point number. What are the samples I have selected that I will tell you? Next, point number 4, please. And last I will sit with you and ask you 3 questions. What are the 3 things? How did you address to these findings? What was your response? All those things I'm asking. That is called approach of what? So basically AKOCB. What is AKOCB? Acquiring the knowledge of client's business. Here also the same approach who has to follow? Technical reviewer. The first one, he should have the knowledge and expertise of being a what? TR. Composition of which team? QR team. Tell me, who is going to head the QR team? TR. With how many maximum qualified assistants? Who can be a part of this team? A firm or an individual? Individual. Next one. Understanding the objective and scope of QR. Time devoted on planning and execution, monitoring, direction and supervision of what? QR. And these are the elements of our TR report. What is element number 1? Relating to quality control framework of AFUR. Relating to quality control of what? company. It means two types of suggestions will give, one to the home AFUR and one to the home companies. कंपनी को क्या क्या देंगे, systems of quality control in respect, ऐसे these are irrelevant parts but I'm telling you just because of your MCQ question or something like that if they may ask you. Systems of quality control in responsibility of AFUR, whether systems of quality control is implemented by AFUR or not. अच्छा, अपनी रिपोर्ट में क्या क्या होता है? Can you please tell me 143 subsection 3 के points? Information explanation received or not, books of accounts are not properly maintained or not, financial statement must be as per accounting standard, must be in agreement with what? Books of. Do we do that? Same thing TR does that. But what the TR's concept? TR is writing the first point. What is the right? System of quality control is the prime responsibility of whom? अच्छा, हम अपनी रिपोर्टिंग में क्या लिखते हैं? मैनेजमेंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी पैराग्राफ में, इंटरनल कंट्रोल सिस्टम इज द प्राइम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ होम. So what he is saying, system quality control is a prime responsibility of whom? AFUR. What is the second thing he is saying? Whether system of quality control is implemented by AFUR or not. Next, opinion on whether AFUR system is designed to meet what? Quality control standards and PET standards. Modification in the what? Report. Reference to the which report? Preliminary. And attachment which goes overview and information on planning and reporting on the review. This is what the contents of his TR report. Are you getting the point? Read the contents. What is the first one? Whose prime responsibility? Good, wisely placed or not? By whom? AFUR. If placed, are they meeting the standards of what? Quality control and PET standard. 3 points you understood? What is the next one? I am giving what? Modification with reference to my which report? Preliminary. And following are the attachments which gives overview and information on planning and performing the review, how I proceeded and did my review. And the same thing you will give it to you on the what? Company. In the when you are selecting the AFUR on the basis of company, these are the additional points you have to write. What is the point number 1? This was my scope of review, this was my period of review, non-compliances of relevant laws and regulations, and non-compliance of which standards? Technical standards. Is it clear? So that brings an end to your which topic? Quality review. Is it clear to all of you? 100% sorted. So PR and QR में कोई doubt है तो बोलो. Did you do it in a comfortable way? ठीक है. Shall we start now one chapter called Audit? Break चाहिए क्या? Don't tell me that तुम लोगों ने नाश्ता नहीं किया. तो 1 hour 15 minutes में क्या किया? आज तो हमने 9-10 को क्लास स्टार्ट करी है. अच्छा, you were obedient, sitting in the class waiting for me. You felt like what if sir will come? ऐसा करके you didn't go out of the class? Sure? 10 minutes का break ले लो if you want and then come back. We have to make sure that we should wind up very important chapter called Audit Committee and Corporate Governance. Minimum 6 marks in the examination. Audit Committee. मतलब by the time Audit Committee and Corporate Governance will be over, 56 marks of portion will be over. That has to come in your examination. Up to yesterday, we already done 50%. And today, we are going to do this 6 marks relevant question from Audit Committee. क्योंकि November 22 exam में they didn't ask the amendments which they have incorporated here. And remember, for May 23, there are no amendments in Audit Committee and Corporate Governance. Same amendments of November 22 are covered. How many of you know November 22 amendments? Don't worry, I'll tell you. Go. 10 minutes. Take a break. Come back. So these links have been provided already. You can take it from Anil sir. Okay. Because I can't afford to teach you from ICA material. So these are the relevant notes which you have to keep it with you. Huh? Coffee would be fine. क्योंकि एक बार स्टार्ट कर दे तो फिर वाइंड अप के बाद ही we will stop. Okay. So audit committee and corporate governance, everyone. The highly important chapter in your examination, and every attempt you will find at least 6 to 7 marks coming from this particular chapter. 2 marks in the form of MCQs and minimum 5 marks of question directly you will get it from there. Chapter is little bit vast but highly important from the examination point of view. Basically, what this chapter is going to tell you that ki if you are a listed company, if you are a which company? Listed company, there are various listing obligations which you have to keep on doing. Are you getting the point? As a SEBI, being the Security Exchange Board of India, they want that ki listed companies must oblige these listing requirements. That's why it is known as LODR. What is LODR? Listing obligations and disclosure requirement. So being a listed company, you are listed with the RSE, recognized stock exchange. So there are so many disclosures which you have to make to the recognized stock exchange, sometimes within 20 days, 21 days, all those things you have to remember. Am I correct? Amendments relating to this chapter I'll tell you completely at the end. First, let me tell you the core of this chapter, what this chapter is all about. Okay? So one by one, we'll be understanding and eliminating the things which we have gone through, right? Now, what is the name of the chapter, everyone? Audit Committee and Corporate Governance. 20 to 30% of this chapter is going to be dedicated on this part called what? Audit Committee. Remaining board of directors, composition of board, CEO, CFO, certification, secretarial audit, secretarial compliance report. So many other obligations are also there, which every listed company has to there. Basically, 15 to 16 areas are there, which we need to understand how it is to be done and when it is to be done. Am I correct? Now, first let us understand what is a legal framework. What is a LODR ka full form, everyone? Listing obligations and disclosure requirement. Basically, they are saying that it is a contract between, what is the LODR? LODR is basically a contract between listed entity and its RSE. What is RSE? So India mein there are only two recognized stock exchanges. One is NSE and one is what? BSE. So when you get listed either on NSE or BSE, so there comes the need that you have to enter a contract between each other. So during that contract only there will be so many LODR requirements which will be told to you and you have to comply as a listed entity. Next one, when it came into the force, 2nd September 2015. So before 2nd September 2015, there used to be a clause 49 listing agreement. What used to be there earlier? Clause 49 listing. The clause 49 listing agreement, the better version of that is known as what? LODR. Next one, it talks about the post-listing requirements. Which listing requirements? Matlab pre-listing, it has nothing to do with you. Once you become a listed entity, after becoming listed entity, what are your requirements? That's why it stresses on which listing? Post-listing requirement. Then the purpose is what? Actually, what used to happen is, in the clause 49 listing agreement, suppose I am issuing the equity shares, I am issuing the debentures, I am issuing the mutual fund. So there used to be a different platforms and so many segregated provisions were there. But now what happened, to streamline all of them and to consolidate at one platform, they brought the LODR. So that's the basic reason why clause 49 listing agreement was replaced by whom? LODR. So LODR ka major purpose is to what? Streamline. And what is the second word? To consolidate what? The older provisions of what? Clause 49 and ICDR. What is ICDR? Issue of capital. वो ICDS है, वो टैक्स ऑडिट में आता, उन्होंने इनकम कंप्यूटेशन एंड we are not talking about that. It is ICDR. Issue of capital and disclosure requirement, and clause 49 listing agreement ko what they merged it in the form of what? LODR. So what were the major two words you have to remember? The purpose was to streamline and the purpose was to consolidate. Next one. This LODRs are applicable to whom? All those listed companies who have listed their given below securities on the RSE. So if any of the securities you have listed on the recognized stock exchange, you are going to get covered under what? LODR. What are the securities? Number one, equity and convertibles. Equity and your what? Convertible. What do you mean by convertible? Convertible debenture, convertible preferences, any kind of convertible instrument. But on where? Point number one, on the which board? Main board, or on the which exchange? SME exchange and ITP. What is ITP? Institutional Trading Platform. What is ITP full form? So if you have listed your equities and convertibles on any of these three platforms, you are going to get covered under what? LODR. Second thing, if you have issued non-convertible debt securities and non-convertible redeemable preference shares, then also you are covered. And if you have issued perpetual debt securities and perpetual non-cumulative preference shares, then also you are covered. Tell me the first two. Equities and convertibles on any of the three boards. What are the three boards? Main board, SME board, ITP. Am I correct? Second thing, non-convertible debt securities, non-convertible redeemable preference shares, and next one, perpetual debt securities and perpetual what? Cumulative. Or if you have listed ideas, जैसे ADRs, GDRs होते हैं, कि if any Indian company wants to tap the international market, we go for ADRs and GDRs. Like foreign companies which are not listed in India, but they want to raise the funds from India, they take one route that is called what? IDR, Indian Depository Receipts, or securitized debt what? Instruments. So these are the four things. If you have listed on the recognized stock exchange, then in that case it is applicable to you. Fifth one is if you are dealing in the which funds? Mutual funds. Sixth one, security receipts. This is the amendment. This was not actually added, recently added as a security receipt, and any other security specified by whom? Board. Whenever we are talking about the board, what does that mean? SEBI. Are you going to tell me the 7 securities on which this act is applicable? This whole LODR is applicable. If you have listing your equities and convertibles, non-convertible debt and redeemable, and perpetual debt and perpetual cumulative preference, ideas, mutual funds, security receipts, and securitized debt instruments, and the last one is what? Any other security specified by whom? Board. But make sure that you have listed it on where? Recognized stock exchange. Sir, why we are again and again stresses on recognized? Because India mein total there are 27 to 29 stock exchanges. Out of that only recognized are 2. Hyderabad stock exchange bhi hai, Delhi stock exchange bhi hai, Calcutta bhi hai, Ahmedabad bhi hai, Surat bhi hai. But they are not recognized one. The only 2 stock exchanges which provides you the online trading platform are one is NSE and one is what? BSE. That's why they are called recognized stock exchanges. Did you get the information? So any of the securities on RSE. So that is called the brief introduction of this LODR. So point number 1, when it was introduced? MCQ, 2nd September 2000. Before that, what was there? Clause 49, listing it. What was its purpose to bring into? Streamlining, consolidating. ICDR and 49 को add करके they consolidated and brought it one called what? LODR. Is it pre-listing requirements or post-listing? Post-listing. What are the 7 securities if you have listed on RSE, you are covered under LODR? And you are a listed company. Am I correct? Equity and convertibles. Second, ideas. Third, perpetual cumulative, perpetual debt, non-convertible preference, and redeemable preference and non-convertible debt securities. Or if IDR, it's securitized security receipts, mutual funds, and last one, any other securities referred by board. Did you get the point? Now let's talk about the first LODR requirement, very important point, that is relating to what? Audit committee. Dekho, audit committee, there are of 2 types of audit committee, 177 under the Companies Act and LODR. There are major differences. First of all, though, you need to understand between the two. The difference number 1, LODR audit committee is applicable to what? All listed entities. Means if you are a listed company, you have to constitute a which committee? Audit committee. Except SME listed entities. Except what? And except those listed entities whose paid up share capital is less than equals to 10 crores and net worth is less than equals to what? So tell me, which 2 listed entities need not incorporate the audit committee? SME listed and those listed whose net worth is less than equals to 25 crores and paid up share capital is less than equals to, am I correct? Otherwise, if you are a listed company, LODR says that it is must to constitute a which committee? But under the Companies Act, the provision is different. Under the Companies Act also, it says that if you are a listed, it is compulsory. But if you are an unlisted public company, 10, 50, 100. What is 10? Paid up share capital is 10 crores or more. What is 50? Outstanding borrowings. And what is 100? Turnover. But not being a which company? Private. Because private is what? Exempted. Difference number 1, please. I am a LODR. Applicable to all listed or some listed? All listed. Except SME listed and other listed whose net worth is less than equals to 25, paid up is less than equal to 10. I am a 177 audit committee. I am applicable to all the listed, but I am applicable to the unlisted public company if their paid up share capital is 10 crores or more. Outstanding borrowings are 50 crores or more. Turnover is 100 crores or more. And private I am what? Exempted. Second thing, here the independent director in the listed LODRs should be minimum how many? 2/3 of the total. So it means out of the total directors in your organization, minimum 2/3 should be which directors? Independent. Here majority. Difference 9, 9. Please tell me now. 9 in listed directors, 9 are unlisted directors. 9 are 177 audit committee directors. Please tell me. Here the 2/3 is what? 6. Here the majority is what? 5. This is the difference. So we need 2/3 here. We need what? Majority here under 177. Which directors? I will ask you at the end. Take up first understand. Next one. Listed company with the SR equity shares. What is SR equity shares? Special right equity shares. Now all the directors must be what? And here company with outstanding superior rights. Special rights. Special rights what do you mean by superior rights? This point is going to come so many times in our LODR. Because this point will come in your risk management committee and other committees as well. Right or not? What do you mean by outstanding superior equity rights? Voting rights. You are getting the better voting rights as compared to what? Others. So you are superior as compared to the normal voting right holders. So in case you are a listed company with which kind of equity shares? Superior right, outstanding equity shares, then your all directors must be what? Independent, not 2/3. Are you getting the point? Next point. CS is going to be the company secretary of your audit committee, but there is no such provision in case of what? 177. Your quorum of the audit committee should be 2 or 1/3, whichever is higher, but there is no such thing of quorum in case of what? 177. There has to be minimum 4 meetings of the audit committee with a maximum gap of what? 120. No such thing is being told in what? 177. And there has to be invitees. What do you mean by invitees? Who can come to your audit committee meetings? Your finance director can come, head of the finance department can come, head of the internal audit department can come, and statutory auditor can come. Whom you can invite? Who are the 4 people to whom you can invite on the audit committee meeting heading? Finance director, head of the finance department, head of the internal audit department, and statute. But there is no such thing is provided in what? 177. All people who are the members of audit committee must be financial literate, and at least one should be financial expert. My question is, what is the difference between a literate person and financial literate person? A financial literate person is the one who is able to read and understand the financial statements and its technicalities. Am I right? And at least one should be what? Financial expert. They are saying majority is fine. Who is saying 177? And who should be the chairperson in the listed company audit committee? Chairperson has to be a what? Plus the one who attends the AGM. And here they are saying a chairperson should be a person who is a what? Financial literate. Did you understand the 8 differences? Tell me between LODR and 177. Point number 1. How many independent directors in LODR? 2/3. All are for listed companies issued superior right outstanding equity shares. Here majority. How many meetings? 4 in a calendar year. At least a minimum gap of what? 120 days. At least or maximum? Maximum gap of 120 days between the 2 meetings. Who is going to be the secretary of this audit committee? CS. Nothing has been talked over there. All the members should be what? Financial literate. At least one should be. Who is going to be the chairman? Independent director. He should also attend the AGM. AGM or audit committee meeting? AGM. And next one, who can be the invitees in these meetings? LODR. I can invite financial director, head of the finance department, internal audit head, and statutory. But there is no such thing in care. Quorum. 2 or 1/3, whichever is higher, with always a minimum presence of 2 independent directors. There is no such thing in what? Quorum. Who should be the chairman in 177? Is it clear? So that is what, and to whom it is applicable? All the listed entities, but SME are exempted, and listed entities with net worth less than equals to 25 and paid up share capital less than equal to 10 are also what? Exempted. Who are covered here? All listed, enlisted paid up share capital with 10, 50, 100, private are what? Exempted. 100% sorted. That is what all about the which committee? Audit committee. Now, next point. No requirement of non-executive directors in the audit committee. Powers of the audit committee. Audit committee को क्या extra powers दिए गए हैं in the LODR? Power number 1, you can investigate any part of the word entity. The moment you think that some suspicion is coming, you can ask that particular departmental head to come to you and answer you. Second thing, you can seek any information from any employee. You can take the legal and professional what advice in case the need arises. You can also seek what attendance of an expert. Are you getting the point? So these are the special powers given to which committee? Tell me the 4 powers. Power to investigate, power to seek information, power to take professional advice, and power to seek attendance of what? Expert. And this list is not what? Exhaustive. But let me tell you one thing. Audit committee ka role is better than what? Board of directors. But actually who constitutes the audit committee is board of directors. So these powers to the audit committee will be given by whom? Board of directors. That's why they use the word list is not what? Exhaustive. Board may further delegate what? Powers. Is it clear to all of you? Next point. What is the role of which committee? Audit committee. Now I want all of you to remember the Caro the 21 clauses except 12, 16, 6. Do you remember the same trick we followed yesterday? While doing the contents of which report? Board report. What are the 12, 16 and 6 clause of Caro? 6 clause record. देखो always remember Caro में all those clauses are not applicable which are relating to particular entities. 6 is relating to manufacturing. 12 is relating to Nidhi. 16 is relating to NBFC. Leave this. Remaining how many? 18. उसके आगे 2 मॉनिटर लगा दो. बोर्ड रिपोर्ट में क्या लगाया था? Particulars of. यहाँ पे क्या लगाएंगे? Tell me the functions and roles of the audit committee. बोलो बोलो. To monitor property, plant and to monitor. अब समझ में आ रहा है? All these things are required to be added in the board report. So that's why we chose to prefix the word particulars of. All these things are to be monitored by the which committee? That's why we chose to use the word called what? To monitor. Is it clear everyone? तो बताओ to monitor सारे points बता दो. Don't look at to monitor property, plant and equipment. To monitor related party loans. To monitor compliance of 185 and 186. To monitor deposits, its repayment and defaults. Next one, 6 is not there. 7. To monitor payment of statutory dues. To monitor unrecorded incomes. To monitor repayment of borrowings. To monitor application of funds. तो ये कौन चेक करेगा सारी चीजों के ऊपर? आई. Who will keep the eye? Audit committee. Now the question is, sir, 17, 18 points we can remember. But again, what did I tell you in backup? This should be your what? Backup. When you are completely blank in the examination, you need some backup. Backup is Caro. Both in 134 board report and here functions of which committee? Let me give you some extra. Did I tell you some 24 extra points there? I will tell you some extra points here also. Now read this point number 18 now. To oversight the which reporting process? इसे बोलते हैं FRP. What is FRP? Financial reporting process. Let me tell you one thing. Whatever the powers now we are going to read, they were the powers of whom? Board of directors, snatched from their pocket and inserted in the pocket of whom? Audit committee. That is why audit committee is more superior as compared to what? Board of directors. Tell me, who used to see FRP? What is FRP? Financial reporting process. Who sees now? What is the next thing audit committee does? Audit committee also does that deciding the appointment, terms and remuneration of whom? Auditors. And in case of government entities, only what? Remuneration. So if you are an audit committee in the government entity, you will only talk about remuneration. But if you are an audit committee of the non-government entity, these 3 things you will decide. What are the 3 things? Appointment of auditors, terms of auditors, remuneration. Next one, to review the financial statement quarterly and audit report with whom? Board of directors. So board of directors generally approve the financial statement, but now no longer only board of directors will approve. Who will also sit along with board of directors? Audit committee. Next one, to approve the payments to the which auditors? For the which services? Others, sir. Because remuneration is already decided by members. Audit committee does. Audit committee decides the remuneration for which services? Other services. To decide the inclusions in the which statement? Please tell me the 7 things which will come in the director responsibility statement I told you yesterday. Directors are responsible for accounting standards, accounting policies, accounting estimates, accounting records, going concern, laws and regulation, internal financial control system. any additional requirement, if we want, who will suggest them? Audit committee. Next point. To discuss the internal control weaknesses with the which auditor? Internal auditor as well as which auditor? So audit committee is a very shana committee. It takes the two letters of weaknesses, one from internal auditor and one from whom? So why two requirements of the same area from two people? Because statutory auditor checks your weaknesses in one point of angle and internal auditor from the another angle. Who stays longer with your organization? So he will give you the better insight. But who sees from the overall point of view? External. So he will also give you the another angle. So he needs the letter of weaknesses from both the parties. One is from and one is from external. Is it clear? Next one, to discuss the investigative findings with the which auditor? Suppose internal auditor said, sir, our cash department is not working well. There is one supervisor who is, as embezzling the cash on daily basis. So who will let the internal auditor to investigate in that department? Audit committee. Next one, to discuss the scope objective of the which auditor? Statutory. Before the commencement of what? Please tell me what is this letter? Audit engagement letter as per standard number. Who sends this to whom? Auditor. To whom? TCWG. What is TCWG? And TCWG mein who is the first party comes? Audit committee. Audit committee is the one who will say yes to your terms and condition, who will decide your scope, what you can, what you can't. Next point, to monitor the performance, independence and effectiveness of what? Statutory. Can you please tell me who are the two people who can remove you? Members. How members comes to know that we have to remove our auditor? Audit committee. अब समझ में आ रहा function? Because it is always keep an eye on your performance, your independence and your what? Effectiveness. Next one, to monitor which mechanism? इसे बोलते हैं whistleblower policy. Which policy? That also is covered under whom? Audit committee. To check the rationale of the decisions and the cost benefit analysis in case of mergers and what? Amalgamation. So say for example, your company is merging with another company, but there has to be a synergy benefit. 1 plus 1 become 2 is better or 1 plus 1 11 is better. तो synergy benefit का मतलब क्या होता है? Win-lose strategy or win-win strategy? Who will always look into it that ki after merger we should get benefited? Audit committee. So it always takes care of the cost benefit analysis in case of mergers and what? Amalgamations. Next one is what? To appoint whom? KMPs on the basis of their qualification experience. To monitor changes in which policies? That also who checks on now? Audit committee. And to monitor the structure, the staffing of the internal audit department. In total, how many points? 31. उसमें से 17 to 18 I gave you as a backup. It means remaining 13 to 14 you have to remember. Tell me 10 out of 14 which I told you. Try to. Tell me 2 points relating to statutory auditor. Let me make you understand in this way. Who decides the remuneration for the other services for the statutory auditor? Audit committee. Who always keeps an eye on you? On your what? Objectivity, performance, effectiveness. Who takes the letter of weaknesses from you? Audit committee. One from the statutory, one from what? Who tells you to do the investigation in a particular department? Audit committee. Who takes care of whistleblower policy? Audit committee. Who takes care of who takes care of the quarterly financial statement approval with board? Audit committee. Who tells you to insert some new additional disclosures in director responsibility statement? Audit committee. Who takes care of your FRP? Audit committee. What is FRP? Financial reporting process. Okay ना? So these are the 7-8 points. This कितना maximum question आएगा sir? Maximum question will come for what? 5 to 10 marks. 5 marks ही आएगा. 10 marks तो आते हैं. 5 mark में 10 points also if you are writing 2-3 points कारो से डाल देना to monitor the, and you know that if you want to do 188 you have to take the permission of 177. What is that committee? Audit committee. So snatch 3-4 major points from Karo and 10 from here. Make a cluster of 14 points and give the beautiful answer. Am I correct or not? Atma should meet with Paramatma. Of whom? Not yours. Examiners. By looking at your what? Answer. I wasted my 5 marks by asking this simple question to you. He should feel like that. Sir, don't show us the dreams because if it will shattered, you will be the first one whom will, or Facebook में हम लोग comment में लिख देंगे. Do subscribe my channel, okay? I have a Facebook, Grover Audit and Law classes. Double subscribe मत करना. I already told. Otherwise it will get what? Unsubscribed. Okay. चलो यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Let's do the last topic of audit committee, that is called mandatory review by which committee? Audit committee. अच्छा, see, these are the mandatory duties of the audit committee which you have to do. Don't confuse duties with the role. That is what audit committee generally does. This is the mandatory review. What is the word you have to remember? This will come in the examination. You will not write the role. You will write these 6 points. What are the 6 points? Read the point number 1. Management discussion and analysis report. Let me tell you one thing. It's a very simple report which the board of directors prepare. Like, what is the SWOT of the company? What is SWOT? Strength, weakness. How's the human resource working? How's the internal control system? Some accounting ratios, our net worth comparison with previous year. All that kachra thing comes under one report. What is that name report? Management discussion and who has to sign and mandatorily review that report? Audit committee. Second point is what? RPT means what? Related party, but what is written in the bracket? Deleted. This point has been deleted. It means instead of 6 mandatory reviews, you have only now 5. Okay? So don't do this one. Next one, letter of weakness is on which system? Issued by which auditor? And same letter of weakness is on which system? Issued by which auditor? Tell me the 3. Mandatory management discussion and analysis report. Second, letter of weakness is issued by a statutory auditor. Report on weaknesses of internal control system by internal audit. Appointment, removal and remuneration of the chief internal auditor. Which auditor? Chief internal auditor. Uska appointment, removal or remuneration, who will decide? Audit. Next one, statement of what? Deviation. What do you mean by deviations? If you are going away from your standards, going away from your criteria, so who will always review that? Audit committee. Quarterly deviations on the basis of report or the monitoring agency, and annual deviations report on funds utilized for the purpose other than raised. If you remember Caro mein, there was this point. You raise the money via IPO and FPO, but are you utilizing for that purpose or not? Say for example, I raised it for factory, but I'm using it for my personal. Now tell me, is it as per the requirement or away from the requirement? Who is always watching it? Audit committee. Tell me the 5 mandatory reviews of audit committee. Management discussion and analysis review. Next, report of weaknesses on internal control system by statutory, by internal, remuneration, appointment, removal of chief internal auditor, and deviations quarterly and annually. Quarterly on the basis of monitoring agency, annually on the basis of what? Yeah, annually on the basis of funds used for other than raised for, right? This what brings an end to your what? Audit committee ka role. Now, after every provision you do in audit committee or every provision, you should know what is the duty of an auditor. Who shall check it? Who shall check it? Whether audit committee is doing everything or not? Statutory auditor. Always remember. Now, my question is, when the statutory auditor is entering after the end of the financial year, but when the audit committee has done all this role review during the financial year, it means what is the only source of SAAE I have? Try to understand how this chapter has been built. I am entering when? After. Audit committee did it what? Before. So what is the only substantial evidences I have to collect for? What is the first? Meetings of which committee? How many has to be there in the year? 4. Minimum or maximum? With a maximum gap of. Or second thing is what? What were the agenda of the agendas and what? Papers connected with that meeting and notices. Whether corporate governance is complied or not. This is how auditor checks whether the audit committee is properly doing its work or not. Next one. Obtain WRL. What is WRL? Tell to the audit committee, you did your functions. Audit committee said, yes, sir. Give me WRL. I need one word. Evidence. Ki you have done your functions, roles and mandatory review. And remember, audit, when you are doing the corporate governance of audit, it is neither going to be called as one audit, nor it is an expression of opinion. It is just a review. Are you getting the point? LODR is not a audit. LODR is just a review. Always remember that. They may ask you this question in the examination. Is it an audit? You will say no. Is it an expression of opinion? No. It's just a what? Limited review. What limited review? We are just checking, are they following, shall follow COE issued by whom? I say, who shall follow? Auditor. Means what? They are saying that either you do audit or you do review. Ethical requirements will remain same. Tell me the 5 ethical requirements. Integrity, confidentiality, profession. That will remain same. What is the responsibility of an auditor in this case? Remember, obviously you are not an auditor. You are the limited reviewer. You are a what? इसका मतलब जब हम लोग ये असाइनमेंट्स करते हैं हम लोग SREs फॉलो करते हैं, स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑन रिव्यू एंगेजमेंट. हम लोग एसएस फॉलो नहीं करते. वी फॉलो व्हाट? SRE, standards on which engagements? Reviewing. So auditor shall help the audit committee on the matters relating to accounting and auditing to bring the ROMUM to the which level? What is ROMUM? देखो, let me tell you one thing. अच्छा, audit में क्या होता है कि when you are an auditor and the audit committee, they are enmity to each other. मतलब audit committee will not, auditor will not be expected to help whom? Audit committee. But here audit committee is asking the help from whom? Auditor, because he's not doing the audit now, he's doing which review? Limited. So here auditor's role is what? His role is to be a philosopher, friend and guide. They 3 words लिख के आना. What are the 3 words? Philosopher, friend and guide. To the which committee? So that it can help the audit committee to bring down the ROMUM to the which level? Lowest acceptable level. देखो क्या होता है, sometimes you are unable to find out कि how should I bring my ROMUM to the lower level. Who will help you out? Third party. Who is the third party? Auditor. So he is acting into the 3 roles. What are the 3 roles? Friend, philosopher and guide. This is what brings an end to your first topic called which committee? तो जल्दी बता दो हमने क्या किया. Difference between LODR audit committee and 177. We understood its what? Roles. We understood its what? Powers. We understood its what? Mandatory review. Tell me the 5 things in mandatory review. Repeatedly asked question actually. That's why I'm asking you again and again. Point number 1. Management discussion and analysis report. Letter of weaknesses by statutory. Letter of weaknesses by internal. Appointment, removal, remuneration of chief internal. And last one. Sorted. Figured it out in your head. What is my role as an auditor? To do audit? Or to do a limited review? To bring the ROMUM of the audit committee to the which level? Helping the audit committee in betterment of their accounting and auditing practices. अच्छा, पहले तो ये होता था, when the first time this concept came ना, I thought that audit committee is made up of auditors. ऐसे दिमाग में ना, audit committee made up of what? अच्छा, committee of directors is made up of whom? Director. So audit committee is made up of whom? Audit. But actually it is made up of what? Independent directors. Which directors? So yes, there is no harm in helping the independent directors in carrying out the LODR provisions. Is it clear to all of you? So that brings an end to your 20% of the topic, which is known as and dedicated to the one topic called what? Audit committee. Let's proceed with the second one, board of directors, meetings and composition. Highly asked question in the examination because there are so many provisions you need to learn. Top 100, top 1000. ये बहुत difficult है. Are you getting the point? But I will suggest you कि even if you are unable to remember this 1000, 500, 2000 na, don't write it. If you are unable to remember, main at least you remember the core, like how many should be independent directors, what if NED is your chairman, what should be the remuneration. That is a major focus. If you can remember, remember. Otherwise, don't remember 500, 1000 and 2000. It's okay, no problem. Maximum 1 or 2 marks of MCQ will come. Leave it. But instead of that, don't leave the chapter only because of that. Now let's focus. For the, what is the point number 1, everyone? What is the point number 1? For the top 2000 listed entities, for the top 2000 listed entities, there should be at least what? 6 members must be the directors on their board. Please tell me again, what is the requirement? Top 2000 listed entity ke board mein minimum how many members should be there? 6 members. Am I correct or not? Next one. Now, what do you mean by top 2000, 1000 and 500? Wherever it will be written, how do they calculate that you are a top 2000, 1000 and 500 based upon your market capitalization? Okay? So that is one common point. Next one. Out of which 6 जो थे, out of which at least 50% shall be NEDs, non-executive directors. What is NED? among whom at least one should be what? Independent women director. Are you getting the point? But this one independent women director is the requirement of must in the top what? 1000 listed entity. Kuncham up and down, है ना? चलो, tell me, starting से करते हैं. Top, how many should be in the board? Out of which at least 50% should be NED. This is a common point for top to that. But if you are among top 1000, out of that 50% who is NED, at least one should be what? Independent women director. Not women director. Independent women director. But that provision is only applicable for which entities? Again repeat. अरे जब तक जाएगा, अरे अपन को ये चैप्टर तुम्हारे दिमाग के अंदर डालना है. We have to open your brain and pour it inside. Breaking into pieces. Please tell me again. Top minimum 50% should be. I am top 1000 now. It means from 1100 to 2000. Should they have any women independent director? Only it is a requirement for what? They can have, but that is voluntary. Mandatory for the top 10, top 1000 listed entities. Am I correct, everyone? 100%? Okay, next one. Maximum age limit of the NED should be what? 75 years. And beyond 75 years, if you still want to keep that NED, you need to pass a which resolution? This exactly happened in Infosys when they brought back N.R. Narayan Murthy again. And N.R. Narayan Murthy was an NED in Infosys. He left the company. Am I correct? Usko वापिस लेके आए. Why? Because as at moment he got retired, the share price of the Infosys fell down. And sometimes the person brings the brand value to you. So they brought him back with a salary of 1 rupee. By passing a which resolution? Special. So maximum you can become an NED in the company to the extent of what? 75 years. Beyond 75 years, if you still want to retain that person's name in your organization, you need to pass a which resolution? First point, second point, koi doubt? No doubt, perfectly. Third. Now, if the chairperson of your board of director is NED, what is NED again? अब ध्यान से सुनना. If the chairperson of your board is what? NED, read the point number 1. Who is neither a what? Promoter or nor related to what? So, bhaiya, in your board, if the remaining 1/3 should be what? IDs. Listen. ध्यान से सुनना. Your chairperson of the board of chairman of the board of directors is NED. What is NED? And that who is a chairperson is neither a promoter nor related to which group? So, bhaiya, then in your total remaining composition, 1/3 independent directors are there, that is fine. But if your NED is connected to which group? Promoters group. Then in that case, what is required? Minimum? Half. Why? Because promoter will always favor the company. It means he's a biased person. He's a which person? So we need minimum how many people to be independent? Half. And in case your chairperson of the board is what? Which director? ED. What is ED? So directly कितना है? Half. अब मेरा question ये है, मैं हूँ top 2000 listed entity. I'm a top 2000 listed entity. Give me your answer. What should be my minimum board people? Out of which 50% should be independent director. Out of which I'm 1000 now. One should be independent women director. Am I correct? Now, next point. What is my age maximum as an NED? Beyond 75, I want to continue. You need to pass a which resolution? 100% sorted. Next point. I am an NED and I am the chairperson of the board. And I am not at all related to promoters group. 1/3 is fine if independent directors are there. But I am related to promoters group. Minimum half. I am ED, not NED. ED. Directly half. Any doubt? Pakka easy lag raha hai abhi? Okay, next point. Companies with equity shares with outstanding superior rights, at least what? Half should be independent director. It will always come and pinch you inside. Which company? Superior right equity shares. What was the pinching point over there? In audit committee, all should be what? Independent directors. In the audit committee. But here we are talking about audit committee or board of directors. At least half should be what? Independent director. So audit committee mein all, board of director mein half. Is it clear? Sorted. Next point. With effect from 1/4/2020, if you are a top 500 entities, chairperson of such listed entities shall be what? but this point has been what? Deleted. Matlab, now you can have ED also as your what? Chairman. But if the ED is your chairman, how many should be independent director? Half. Shall not be related to MD, CEO as per the definition of what? Related. So when this is deleted, this is of no relevance. Are you getting the point? So my question is, did you understand so far what we have done? Composition. Please tell me composition. Again, 2000, 650 NEDs. Out of 50 NEDs, I'm top 1000 now. One independent women director. Next point, 75 allowed? Up to 75 allowed? More than 75? I'm a chairman, ED. I'm a chairman, NED. Connected with promoter. Half. And I am not connected with promoters group. I am a promoter. 1/3. Either you are a promoter or connected to a promoters group. Am I correct? Now, is it necessary that NED only should be the chairman? Or ED can also be the chairman? Now, board meetings. Let's understand the board meetings concept. If you are a IFSC public or private company, or if you are a Section 8 company or others. मैंने सारी companies को 3 part में divide कर दिया. मतलब what is the first category of company? IFSC. क्या होता है IFSC? International Financial Service Centers. What is IFSC? ये अपना वो चेक वाला कोड नहीं है. IFSC stands for International Financial Service Center. If you are a public or private, does not matter. What is the second column? Section 8. What is the third column? Other. If you are this, your first board meeting should be conducted within 60 days from the date of what? And subsequent board meetings at least how many? 2 in a calendar year, 6 months gap. Is it clear? Now, Section 8 company may shall conduct 2 in a which year? Calendar. Assuming first board meeting within the 30 days of what? Incorporation. And others के case में rule is very simple. First board meeting within 30 days. So tell me what is the difference you found in first board meetings of 3? Within 60 days from the date of incorporation? 30 days from the date of incorporation? 30 days from the date of incorporation. How many subsequent board meetings in a calendar year? 2, 2. And how many here? 4. With a maximum gap of 120. Between what? 2. Chart समझ में आया total? I am IFSC private company. I am IFSC public company. When should my first board meeting to be conducted? Subsequently, how many I need in a calendar year? 2. With a maximum gap of 6 months between the 2. I am Section 8 company. Nothing has been talked about the first board meeting, only talked about the subsequent board meeting. That should be every 6 months what? 2. Same like IFSC. So what we are assuming that first board meeting has to be within what? 30 days. I am a normal company, neither IFSC nor Section 8. First within what? 30 days and subsequent how many? 4 with a maximum gap of 120. Like audit committee. Is it clear to all of you? यहाँ तक समझ में आया? So we understood the composition of board and we also understood what? Meetings of the board. What are the two things we understood? Compositions and meeting. Next is what? Quorum. LODR पता क्या बोलता है? कि your quorum of the board. Please tell me the quorum of audit committee. 2 or 1/3 whichever is higher. यहाँ पे कितना है? 3 or 1/3 whichever is higher. At least 2 independent directors, at least what? 1 independent. But this is only applicable to top 2000 listed entities. Heavy हो रहा है थोड़ा? हाँ? बहुत heavy हो रहा है? Let me make it more heavier then. Okay. जल्दी बताओ. How many board meetings? I am IFSC private. 2 in a calendar year. First one. Okay, Section 8. 2 in a calendar year. First one, 30 days. Normal, 4 in a calendar year. Maximum gap, 120 days. First one, within 30 days. What should be the quorum of top 1000? मेरी मर्जी मैं पूछूं. Top 1000 comes in top 2000 only. हाँ तो top 1000 में what is the quorum? 1/3 or 2 or 3, whichever is with the minimum presence of. Now, generally maximum how many directorships you can have? 20 as per the which act? Companies Act. But LODR बोलता है ना, From 1/4/2020 onwards, you can have maximum 7 directorships in which companies listed and 7 only what? IDs. Normal director भी बनना है तो maximum 7. If you want to become ID also, then also what? Maximum 7. But if you are already an MD or WTD in a which company? Then in that case, this 7 will be reduced to what? 3. Adi, Kawali. Adi, translation Kawali. किधर नहीं directorships allowed है 7. Only in case of IDs I'm saying. See, you generally are not an MD, WTD or manager anywhere in the listed entity. How many IDs you can have? 7. How many directors you can have? I am in one company as an MD. तो बोल रहे sorry boss, you are already in the KMP position, तो 7 will be reduced to what? 3. ID, not D. Are you getting it? D will remain what? 7. But ID maximum positions now I can have only 3. So say for example, I am an MD in Reliance. 3 ID, 7 days. I'm not at all an MD in any listed entity. 7 days, 7 IDs. Simple. Are you getting the point? If I'll show you that in ICA material, your Atma automatically will come from your body and will try to meet with whom? Paramatma on the spot. Are you getting the point? But are you understanding here? Chalo, let's from the beginning. Top 2000 composition. Sir, cumulative revision is required. And I can guarantee you by the time end of the batch, end of this audit committee and corporate governance will have पूरा chapter करेंगे 10 minutes में. Are you getting it? Tell me. Jaldi, top 2000 composition. 6, minimum 50% NEDs. Minimum 1 should be independent, but that to top 1000. इतनी बार रिवाइज करेंगे कि you will automatically understand because these materials will get printed in your head now. Next point. Composition, please. I am NED chairman and I am not a promoter. I am NED chairman, I am connected with promoter or promoter. Half. I am ED. Mandatory to be ND or that is eliminated? Eliminated. Next point. What is my minimum board meetings? I am neither section 8 nor IFSC public private. 4 in a calendar year. First one within 30 days. Maximum gap. Quorum. I am top 2000. 1/3 or 3 whichever is higher with the minimum 1 ID. I am IFSC public private. First 60 days. Then 2 in a calendar year. I am section 8. 2 in a calendar year. Right? Minimum directorships how many? General Companies Act. Maximum 20. But as per listed LODR, 7 Ds and 7 IDs. I'm already an MD, WTD or manager somewhere. 3 IDs, 7 directors. Remuneration. That is again a very important paragraph. Disclosures under the corporate governance para of the audit report. What to disclose? Dekho, if you are an NED, if you are a what? NED, non-executive director, so their pecuniary relationship with the listed entity you have to disclose, plus criteria of making the payment of remuneration. What do you mean by pecuniary relationship? What financial relationships you have with that which company listed? Say for example, I'm NED. I'm also holding the shares in that company. Along with that, I'm also a non-executive director. So my pecuniary relationship is I'm holding the shares in that entity. Plus, how they are making me the payment? Are they making me the payment in the form of remuneration or they are making me the payment in the form of what? ESOPs. What is ESOPs? Employee stock option plans. Second, if about the individual director, we have to give the bifurcation of your salary. What is the bifurcation of your salary? How much is your fixed salary? How much of your salary is which based? Incentive based. Benefits, salaries, bonus, pension, stock options you are getting and details of what? Stock option. But remember, when we talk about ESOPs, they are not applicable to IDs. ESOPs are never applicable to whom? IDs. Independent directors will never get what? ESOP. ID is not eligible for sweat equity shares as well as what? ESOPs. How much remuneration and what are the formalities? Now this is the core part. Try to understand. I am NED. I am what? How much salary I can have? Point number 1. First of all, to pay me the salary, a company has to pass a BR. board resolution plus prior approval of shareholder by passing. But required when? Every year. BR and SR by shareholder required when? Every year. When? When it is required every year, if remuneration to such NED is more than 50% of total paid to what? अब एक प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल करेंगे. Me and these two and these 6, total 8, we are NEDs. We are what? We total 9. टोटल 9 ही हो रहा ना. हाँ, we, अरे 9 हो रहा भाई. We total 9 are getting 15 crore rupees. Total 9. We are getting what? Out of which I am getting 8 crores. Is my remuneration out of total more than 50%? 15 का हाफ कितना हुआ? तू पानी से मुंह धो के आ रहे भाई. Out of 15, mine is 8. Please tell me. Is 8 is more than 50% of 15? And Ardhamainda? Am I correct? Then we need a which resolution? Board resolution plus special resolution, prior approval every year. But if my remuneration is 6 crores out of 15 total, required or not required? Every year required or one time? One time. Now please tell me how many of you didn't understand, because that will be more. Sir, you are NED. I am also NED. We both are getting 18 crore rupees. We both are getting what? 18 crore. Two NEDs are getting total what? You are getting 10 out of 18. Is it more than 50%? We need to pass a which resolution? Board. And take a prior approval of whom? It means shareholders saying that board, we are not interested, you only take care of that. We are giving the authority by passing a special resolution. You pass the board resolution and decide it. But yes, you have to come to us what? Every year. Because we are paying to that NED how much? More than 50% of total paid to all NEDs. Is it clear, everyone? This is in case of what? NED. What if I am a what? ED. What is ED? Executive director mein BR is not required. Only prior approval by whom? And that too yearly is not required. When? When remuneration to such ED is either what? 5 crores or 2.5% of the net profit, whichever is what? Higher. I'm ED now. I'm not what? Now, total net profits of the company are 20 crores. Total net profits of the company are 20 crores. I am getting 7 crores as a salary. Total net profits of the company are what? 20 crores. What is the 2.5% of 20 crores? 5 crores. To be compared with 5. Which, chalo, 30 crores lagate. 2.5% of 30 crores. 7.5. 7.5 or 5, whichever is higher. 7.5. What is my salary? 7. So what do I need? Do we need special resolution or not required? When the special resolution is required, when remuneration to such ED is either 5 crores or 2.5 crores, whichever is higher, and remuneration is more than that higher figure. Okay. I am getting 9 crores. Company's profits are 30 crores. I am getting 9 crores. Company's profits are 30 crores. 30 crores into 2.5%. 7.5 or 5, whichever is higher. Is 9 more than 7.5? Special resolution required. And if like me, there are multiple EDs who are eating the company. There are multiple what? EDs like me, and we put together are getting the salary of more than what? Now, I am also ED, you are also ED, she is also ED, remaining all are Ds. Am I correct? Total profit of the company is 50 crores. How much? What is the 5% of 50 crores? 2.5 crores. But we two put together is getting 6 crores. Is it more than 5%? Yes. So what is required? Special resolution. 100% went inside your head. It will take some time to consume it. but try to understand the meaning behind it first, then only you can understand it. Did you understand whatever I told you so far? My question is again, I am NED. I am NED, non-executive. I am getting a salary of 9 crores. How many? Total, there are 10 NEDs in the company. I am one of them. Total are getting 15 crores. I am getting 9 crores alone. For me, which resolution is required? Board resolution plus shareholder ka prior special resolution every year. I am ED right now. I am what? Talking about me. I am getting a salary of 8 crores. How many crores? Company's profits are 30 crores. 7.5 or 5, whichever is higher. 7.5, mine is what? Which resolution? Special. People like me are more in the organization who are getting the higher salary. Put together, we all of us are getting more than 5%. Special resolution. Is it clear? All three words are sorted? Yes or no? If no, then let me know. I will repeat it again. Because major focus, remaining all provisions are very small. Main provisions are this only. Audit committee and board of directors ke related provisions. If you still didn't understand, please let me know. Anybody in the class? Okay, should I ask you one question now? Mr. A is the NED of the company, getting a salary of 4.5 crores. Company's profits are 10 crores. Does that matter or does not matter? Because to calculate the NED, we need a percentage on profit, or we need how much all NEDs are getting. The total NEDs who are getting are 7 crores. And I'm getting, Mr. A is getting 4 out of it. Required or not required? Mr. A is the ED now. Total profits of the company are 10 crores. He's getting 4. He's getting 4. Total profits are 10 crores. Not required now. Why? 25 lakhs or 5 crores. Whichever is higher. 5 crores. But yours is less than 5 crores. So boss, special resolution required or not required? That can be easily decided by the board. Ab samajh mein aaya? Like me, there are so many. They both put together are getting 8 crores. And the profits are 10 crores. Required. Why required? Both are getting more than 5% of what? Net profit. Is it clear to all of you? 100%? Chalo, great. Now, all we have learned, now question is, what is the auditor's responsibility in this case? He must check the board meeting, shareholder meeting resolution, agenda papers to ensure that payment is made proper, disclosures are made proper. Validity of such a resolution is up to the term of what? Directors. For the valuation of ESOPs, you must take the whose help? Experts. Who are the experts as per essay 620? यहाँ तक कोई doubt है तो बोलो. Do you have any doubt? I know it will take a heavy toll on you, but at the end of the day, it is a part of your portion. Right or not? I know when you actually do this chapter on your own, most of the things you leave it in choice because you don't understand it. Your brain make a bifurcation. I don't like it, leave it. But ICA won't do like this, na? ICA has created it. ICA knows this. ICA will ask you. So what if we'll spend half an hour, 1 hour extra and we can gain those 5 marks? You know the power of 1 mark? I need not tell you. The difference between 39 and 40 is not 1. It is 6 months. Am I correct or not? And you will regret throughout your life कि यार मैं ये चैप्टर क्यों नहीं करके गया. अगर करके जाता 4 मार्क एक्स्ट्रा 39 की जगह 44 आते थे. You could have cleared it. So it's all a matter of investment of time. Whether you like it or not, you have to invest. As simple as that. Clear hai? 100% sorted. Now, next topic relating, last topic relating to board is relating to chairmanship and what? Membership. Just now I told you how many directorships you can have. 7 as a director, 7 as an ID. You are already a manager somewhere. 3 ID but 7 direct. We are not talking about directorship now. We are talking about there are some committees in the company. I am a member of those committees or I am a chairman of those. So what is the topic name? Chairmanship and membership. Now see, a director of a listed company can be a chairman in maximum 5 committees, can be a member in maximum 10 committees. I can be a member of 10 different companies committees and I can be a chairman of 5 different companies. Now question arises, sir, which companies committees will be covered and which committees will be covered? Which committee? Committee तो बहुत होती हैं. अच्छा, please tell me, NRC is a committee. What is NRC? Risk management is also a committee. Shareholder redressal is a committee. But we are not talking about all committees. Question is, what do you mean by committee? Committee means only two. Audit committee, stakeholder relationship. There it will be counted 5 and 10. It means I am a director of one Reliance Industries Limited. Is Reliance listed? Can I become chairman of 7 audit committees of 7 companies? Chairmanship allowed is what? 5. Can I become a 7 members of the audit committee of different companies? Because membership is allowed what? 10. So how many chairmanships I can have? 5. How many memberships I can have? Now you understood the meaning of committee. Which kind of committees we are talking about? Audit committee, stakeholder. Now what do you mean by company? In which companies it will be counted? Companies will be only and only public limited. Either it is listed or it means the moment you will see private, section 8, foreign or high value debt listed entities, they are not covered. So suppose they are saying that, अब ध्यान से सुनना, I am a director in one company. I am holding 12 memberships in the audit committee. How many? पहले सुन लो. I am holding 12 memberships in the audit committee. 12 memberships, not chairmanship. 12 what? Membership. Out of 12, 3 are foreign companies and 9 are public listed companies. Is it allowed or violation? Allowed. Are you getting the point? Because which 4 are not included? Foreign, section 8, private and high debt listed entities. Are you, uska meaning bhi aage likha hua hai. What do you mean by high debt listed entities? Is it clear everyone? 100%. So it means what? Maximum how many chairmanships allowed? 5. How many memberships allowed? 10. But that 5 and 10 will only be counted in public limited companies. Either they are listed or unlisted. Is it clear? 100%. Now question is, you don't know the meaning of that word. What is the last attempt ki amendment hai? What is the meaning of high debt value listed entities? Means having more than equals to what? 500 crores of non-convertible debentures outstanding as on 31st March of the which year? So any company whose previous financial statements are showing more than equals to 500 crores of what? Non-convertible debentures, you will call that company as high value debt. क्योंकि उसके ऊपर debt बहुत ज़्यादा है, more than equals to 500 crores, and it is a which entity? Listed. They are also not covered in 10 and 5. Right? And this is what brings an end to your IDs related point. Clear? Should I ask you everything about directors now? I think it's time for you to get you free from this particular topic. Please tell me. Top 2000 listed entities. 6 should be the minimum members in my board. Minimum or maximum? Minimum. 50% should be NEDs. I'm top 1000. 1 women, independent director. Am I correct? I'm NED chairman, promoter. How many IDs should be there? Half. I'm NED, not a promoter. I'm ED. I am a NED getting a salary of 7.5 crores, whether the total NEDs are getting 12. Board resolution. I'm asking you in between. You have to remember that. Be conscious about that. Now tell me, BR is required. Special resolution is required. I am a ED getting a salary of 8.9 crores. The total profits of the company are 40 crores. $40 crores का 2.5%. 10 ना 25% नहीं पूछा मैंने. 2.5%. 1 or 5, whichever is higher. 5. How much I am getting? 8.9. Is it more than that? Special resolution required. I am independent director. ESOPs will be given to me. And whose valuation help you will take while doing the valuation of ESOPs? I'm section 8. When will be my first board meeting? Suddenly jumping from one place to another. When will be my first board meeting? Within? And I'm a IFC public. I'm normal. Other subsequent meetings? Or in a calendar year with a maximum gap of? Pakka na? I am an NED somewhere. My age is 76. Is it possible? The company must have, auditor क्या check करेगा? Company must have passed which resolution? Am I correct or no? I am a NED. Under the NED, I am ID and company allotted me ESOPs. Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. ESOPs are not going to be the part of whose remuneration? AD. Am I correct? I am holding 17 memberships and chairmanships, out of which 7 are chairmanship and 10 are memberships. Out of 7, those 2 chairmanships are the audit committee of high value debt listed entities. Allowed or not allowed? Because they are not covered. I am holding 7 chairmanships, out of which 5 are audit committee, 1 is stakeholders redressal committee, and 1 is NRC committee. Allowed or not allowed? And all are listed. I'm holding 7 chairmanships, 1 in shareholder redressal committee, 1 in NRC committee, and 5 in audit committee. All these 7 committees are of listed entities. Allowed or not allowed? Because 5 plus 1 will become 6. So maximum how many are allowed? Will your answer change if that stakeholder relationship committee is a risk management committee? Now it is what? Allowed. So what to be counted? Only 2 committees. Audit committee, stakeholder relation. Is it fair enough, everyone? Okay. Other disclosures. Board of Director makes the check of compliance records at regular intervals. Second thing, senior management. अच्छा ये बताओ senior management क्या होती है? इसकी भी definition they have asked you. Senior management of the company shall make their interest disclosure before entering into a contract with the company. Board of Directors shall always have a plan of succession for its Board of Director. ये जो simple points are on which question will not be drafted. Main point is, this point. ID is guilty of omission and commission only when it is proved that it was his mistake with consent or with what? Negligence. Suppose you are an independent director but still fraud has happened. So they are catching your collar. As a ID, how you will escape from this situation? By proving the 3 things. Point number 1, it was by mistake. It was not intentional. It was by error. Second thing, it was without my consent. And third thing, but if you are unable to prove any of these 3 things, you will be caught and you will be removed. Now the question is, ID dies, resigns, removed. You have to must fill up what? CV. What is CV? Casual vacancy. What is this point? पढ़ना ध्यान से. Amendment है इसलिए पढ़ा रहा हूँ. This is November 22 amendment. Earlier क्या होता था? You have to appoint the new ID within how many months? Or the next board meeting, whichever is lower. This is eliminated. This is eliminated. It means only thing is what? 3 months. Amendment समझ में आया? So no longer you have to wait for the next board meeting. Special only one provision now. ID left. Put the new ID within. Okay. My question is. अब मैं तुमसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछूं पक्का. I have a audit committee. I'm a LODR audit committee. I'm a what? And in my audit committee, total 11 members are there. How many members? How many IDs I should have? Sir, ये तो गलत बात. This is cheating. You are asking audit committee topic right now, which we did 1 hour back. Tell me. 2/3 of 11, please. 80 आएगा शायद. 3.66 ना. तो 3.66 मतलब 2/3. 2/3 is 8 or 7? 7 of 2/3 of 11 is 7.33. Means what? 8. Okay. 8 IDs were there, but I have 9. Is it fine? 1 died. Do I have to appoint anyone new? Required or not, right? 2 went to Goa doing the paragliding. rope got cut, both went into the beach of the beach and died on the spot. ध्यान से आंसर दो. Total 11 were there. I had 9. 2 went to Goa, drowned in sea. Atma met with Paramatma. Now what is your answer? If 11 में से 2 died ना, the remaining left are what? 9 only. Normal composition left is what? 9. What is a 9 का 2/3? Do I have already 7 now? अरे तो 2 बंदे मरे तो डायरेक्टर में से भी तो कम होंगे. When 2 people are dying, only ID will reduce or D also will reduce. Total were how many? 11. So 11 will remain 11, huh? Oh, ID, your designation died. You did not die. अरे person died ना. So 11 reduced to what? 9. So 9 का 2/3 is what? I already had 9, out of which 2 died. Remaining still 7 are there, na? Out of 9. Do I have to hire a new ID? So you have to apply your little bit of brains in your examination. Are you getting the point? And say for example, 4 died now. 11 में से 4 died. Total 9 IDs were there. 4 died, 7. 7 का 2/3. 4.3 means what? 5. I still have 5. 5 died. 6 का 2/3. 4 na. Now I have 4. Still fine. So matlab till the time it is fine, you need not necessarily appoint a which director? Independent. And what is the provision for bringing the new independent director? Whichever is lower or eliminated. Only within what? 3 months. From the date of his death, resignation or removal. Did you understand the amendment? And this is the amendment from 1st Jan 2022. This provision is now see this. Top 500 listed entities plus high debt listed entities must take directors and officers insurance for their independent directors as for sum assured and risk. Acha, how many of you know keyman insurance? What do you mean by keyman insurance? Keyman insurance. Taking the insurance of your KMPs is known as what? Keyman. IDs have also been included into keyman. The new insurance name is directors and officers insurance. What is the name of the insurance? And remember, you have to start taking this insurance, but this provision is only and only applicable to which entities? Top 1000. And that too from which date? 1st January 2022. Now tell me, what is directors and officers insurance? You understood? It means if they will die or if something will happen, disability, who will pay the compensation? Insurance company. To the company because their asset has died. हम लोग building insurance लेते हैं ना. KMPs are your assets only. Among that KMPs is ID also your asset. And what is the nature of insurance you have to take for him? Directors and officers insurance. But for which companies only? Top 1000 listed entities. Applicable from 1st January 2022. Actually, I tell you why you will not find it in your materials. The reason being very simple, your materials are old and you will only find it in the RTPs. Because so many people and the author especially have not incorporated these amendments so far. Or last time, only amendments which came in the November 22 was relating to this chapter. Audit committee, and that's why you will never find even a single amendment this attempt. Because all the amendments were already covered in what? November 2022. And your focus is on May. So we generally focus, okay, May ke amendments kya hai? But you forgot to cover what? November settlement. So you did the chapter old and you are jumping to May 23, but November 22 you will forget. That's the reason I am telling you in between. So what are the 4 amendments I told you so far? Kya deleted? Is it mandatory now that NED only should be the chairman? Or that point is deleted? And next, what is more deleted? 3 months or next board meeting, whichever is later. That point mein later is deleted and 3 months, oh sorry, board meeting is deleted. Only word is now what? And what is the third now I just now told you? If from 1st January 2022 onwards, all the top 1000 listed entities must start taking what? Directors and officers insurance for the which directors? And which companies have to do that? Plus what? Actually, let me tell you one thing. पहले क्या था? ये 500 था. पहले क्या था ये? 500. 500 change हो गया क्या हो गया? But when it got changed? 1st January 2022 onward. It means what is your present amendment now? 1000 first top 1000 listed entities plus HDV companies. High debt value. What is high debt value? Whose non-convertible debentures are greater than equals to what? 500 crores as per the previous financial statements. समझ में आया? Right. So that brings an end to your two major topics called Audit Committee and Board of Directors. Did you understand the whole topic? Yes or no? Break चाहिए क्या? To consume this? Anyways, if I'll not take, you're taking. नहीं यार मजाक कर रहा हूँ. I know that you people are not in that much of state to consume this. अब बताओ, do you need a break or no break? ब्रेक चाहिए, पक्का चाहिए? नो ब्रेक, कंटिन्यू छाप दें फिर पूरा. ओके चलो डन. Be the enmity to each other. I to give you the option. Okay, what is the next topic, everyone? Code, हाँ? Break चाहिए? Sure. 5 minutes. Is it fine? 5 minutes. तेरे को तो शक्ल देख के लग रहा है you need a break. Why are you telling a lie? अच्छा, tell me one thing. If you will give me all the answers, so then the no break. But if you forgot to give me even a single answer, then you only will take the break. मतलब not allowed for the next 1 hour in the class. Deal? हाँ तो फिर? Okay, take a 5 minutes of break. Please come back. जल्दी आ जाओ. अरे only half chapter is left. Half is over. Half is only left. Quickly आ जाना अम्मा. 10 minutes max. So don't you get tired while standing throughout the class? Huh? You are actually revising ना ऐसा ऐसा करके. Full moving from this side to that side. How many of you fear of this particular exam? Audit. That's why you are here, huh? But I hope I'm little bit successful in removing that fear. Because there is a way of approach of learning the subject. That's it. You can make it easier if you will break up the things into the smaller pieces. That's why the best exercise in every world to conquer a particular subject is start writing it. The moment you will start writing the things with your own handwriting, na, that subject becomes yours and you will start feeling comfortable. You know, I generally give you 700 to 800 pages of material also, question banks also, this and that, but I never ever use it. Because I believe that when I can make you write in the, now I take generally 220 hours to complete my regular batch. During that batch, minimum 60 to 70 hours, I give enough time period to make them write everything. So that confidence you get when you write the things on your what? Own. Because you will not be having enough time during that 1.5 day or 2.5 day to reach out to that Bibles which the ICA has given to you. Am I correct or not? And that too, the Bible number 1, which is called pronouncement. Abba, abba. You will open it, you better keep it on your chest and die. Seriously. You keep it on your chest and die, but you can't read it. For that, see, you need some comfort. So that comfort only comes when you write the things on your own. It's a very simple logic. We practice DT, IDT, SFM, SCMP. The reason being very simple, we think that they're practical. But let me tell you, the most practical subject is this one. If you will see carefully, and this is the subject which is going to help you out more in the coming time. SCMPA future में जाके कहाँ याद करोगे? Any client will tell you, sir, please tell me how the transportation theory works. Are you getting it? You are not going to be a bloody accountant because we feel it is little bit lower than our status. The major only subject which helps you out is DT, law, and auditing. Auditing tells you how to behave, what to do, what not to do. Law is compliances, and DT is your core part of practical portions. ठीक है ना? तो make sure that कि you, if you will fear this subject, ना, this subject will overcome you. You have to overcome the same. Are you getting the point? Shall we start now? Okay, so what are the two topics we are done with? Please tell me board of directors ka topic and audit committee. Majorly two compositions are over. Now, let us start with the next thing. What do you mean by the next thing? Code of conduct. Dekho sir, like we have our code of ethics. What is our code of ethics? Please tell me. Integrity, objectivity, independence. Unpaused it. Sarji, you unpaused it. Unpause it, na? It's okay. Human being. Errors are working, na? Sure, na? Okay. No, recording is on, na? Okay. Now, what I'm saying is that like we have our code of ethics, same way the company is also having the code of what? Ethics. First of all, question number 1. Who makes it? Board of directors. For whom? For themselves, that is board of directors, as well as SM. SM stands for senior management. Includes the duties also of what? Which directors? Independent director. Published on where? Website of the company, and obtain yearly affirmation on compliance from board of directors and senior management. Simple. It's just that, dekho, every company has its rules and regulations and manuals and ethics. So every company wants not only the board to comply with it. So LODR says that it should not be only complied with the board, it should be complied with the board as well as what? Senior management. And this particular code of ethics, you have to publish it in your annual report. And it should be signed by whom? CEO. So my question is very simple. Who prepares it? For whom? Board of directors and senior management. Who signs it? Where it is published? Annual report. And annually we have to take the affirmation. What we have to take the affirmation? Annually. Right or not? Now, what is the senior management means? Senior management means your core management team members. Which members? Core management team members, which includes your, and it excludes which people, everyone? CEO, MD, WTD, manager, and what? Board. Why? Because board is already covered in the first word. Are you getting the point? And next point is what the auditor has to check. Dekho, what you do is what the auditor checks. What the auditor will check, tell me from 5 points view. Who must have prepared it? Auditor will check who prepared it. Board of Director. Who is following it? Board of Directors and SM. Who signed it? Whether it is published where? So what you learn in the provision is what the auditor checks at the later stage. As simple as that. So what is he going to check? Board made it or not, annual confirmation taken or not, published on where? Website or not, signed by whom? CEO or not, reported wherein? Annual report or not. All these are the duties of whom? Auditor. So auditor ka, again telling you, it is not an audit. It's a limited review. It's a which review? Limited review. So that's why we are not going to express any opinion on that. We are just reviewing ki SEBI has said this is your LODR provision. Are you following the LODR provision or not? That is what the work of a home auditor. Next point. What is the next one? Vigil mechanism. What do you mean by vigil mechanism? Whistleblower policy. Now see, there shall be a whistleblower policy vigil mechanism in every listed company entity to report what genuine concerns. To be again published on where? Website. To be included in which report? Board report. To protect the whistleblowers against the victimization of senior directors and employees having direct access to the chairman of what? Committee. There are 5 points you have to understand. Every listed company has which policy? Whistleblower policy. To be published where? Website. What is the purpose of this policy? Ki bhaiya, I should not think twice before making a complaint about my seniors thinking that I will lose my job, because it is a responsibility of the chairman of the audit committee to keep my identity secret. So say for example, she is my senior and she is doing some unethical practices in the listed entity. I will not think twice before making the complaint against her. So I should not be under the fear that what if I'll become the victim of her seniority? She may throw me out of the job. No. My protection is whose responsibility? Chairman of which committee? Audit committee, because I have a direct access to him. That is what auditor has to check. Ki whether the vigil mechanism is happening or not. So tell me the 4 LODR requirements we learned. Audit committee. You have to remember these names also. Just now we have seen one question where all the list has come. What are the 4 LODR provisions we have done? Audit committee related, board, meetings, chairmanship, membership related. Next one. Just now we have done code of ethics. And what is the next one? Vigil mechanism. What is the next one, everyone? Related party transaction. You all know that it is one of the major area where the most fraudulent transactions will take place. So definitely LODR also realized the same and made one particular LODR requirement on this thing. First of all, what do you mean by material related party transaction? This is the amendment, everyone. What do you mean by material related party transaction? If the amount of the related party transaction is more than 10% of the consolidated turnover of the related party, of the listed entity. Suppose my total turnover is 1000 crores. What is my total turnover? And I have done related party transaction 120 crores. Is it more than 10%? But it will be compared with what? 1000 crores, whichever is less. This is the amendment number 5. So material related party transaction amendment has come. What is the name of the amendment? Material. What used to be earlier? Earlier there was only one test. What was the test? 10%. But now this 10% will be compared with what? 1000 crores, whichever is lower. So what is the new definition of the material related party? It should be more than 10% of the total turnover of what? Listed entity, to be compared with what? 1000 crores, whichever is lower. That is called material related party transaction, right? To be carried out with the prior approval of which committee? That we already understood in Caro. What we understood in Caro, if you want to do 188, clause number 13. If you want to do 188, you need to take the prior approval of 177. What is 177? But what is a new thing added with respect to all independent? Matlab audit committee mein who should give you the permission? All the independent directors of the audit committee. This is another amendment number 6 now. Did you get the point or not? I'm telling you the amendments wherever it is coming might not be included in your material. So make sure that you make a note on the spot. These all are the November 22 amendments. Are you getting the point? Now this is where you jump between May, because you started preparing from the May month. Are you getting the point? And when most of your coachings were completed, that time November amendments were very recently added. So your focus is on May amendment, but you forget to understand the amendments of what? November. So what is amendment number 2? Two amendments I told you so far. Material related party transaction का definition क्या है अभी? More than 10% of your total consolidated turnover, or to be compared with 1000 crores, whichever is lower. And next thing, whose prior permission required? In the audit committee, who's required? All the independent director. What do you mean by omnibus approval? That day I asked you, day before yesterday. Accounting audit committee may prescribe some conditions valid for what? 1 year. Review of what? Quarterly basis. Disclosure is amount of transaction, name of related party, period of transaction and nature of what? Transaction. Actually क्या करता है audit committee? Audit committee gives you one lump sum approval. Which approval? Lump sum. उसे बोलते हैं omnibus approval. So audit committee says that this 1 year you can do 700 crores of transaction. With your which parties? Related party. Up to 700 crores, don't come back to me again and again to take the approval. This is called omnibus approval. But audit committee is not going to just leave you like this. Quarterly review is required. Because audit committee has to keep an eye on you. Ki are you doing more than 700 crores or not? So point number 1, omnibus approval is valid for what? Who gives it? Valid for 1 year and to be done reviewed where? Quarterly. But I want you to disclose me the 7 items. What are the 7 things you have to disclose me? Amount of transaction, name of the related parties, period of transaction, nature of transaction, base price, contract price and variations, and how did you calculate those variations. These are the 7 disclosures you have to make it to the which party? Which committee? Audit committee. If no such information available, then maximum approval for the maximum transaction is what? 1 crore. Suppose the company is saying, sorry audit committee, we can't give you that much of information and all. Then omnibus says that, okay, no problem, maximum once a year. I was ready to give you 700 crores ka limit. But I told you 7 conditions. You're not able to fulfill the 7 conditions? Then sorry boss, I can allow you only what? 1 crore worth of omnibus approval. Did you understand the provision? What they said? If you want to go as per my conditions, you have to fulfill all 7. But you are unable to give me the 7, so your omnibus approval maximum limit is only what? Once a year. Generally, RTP is required resolution by the shareholder, but if it is carried out under the resolution plan under insolvency code, then it is what? Not required. Next point, you have to disclose this about your related party transactions to RSC. What is RSC? Within what? 1 day. The moment you did it, within 24 hours, the disclosure must be made to the recognized stock exchange. And the third amended in the related party only. The 30 days has been reduced to what? 15 days. Now see, listed entity within 30 days of publishment of its standalone financial statement and consolidated financial statement of half year shall file that information with the stock exchange. Now listen, you know that listed entities have to go for half year audit. Which year audit? So generally in the first 6 months, if you April to September, if you have done any related party transaction, within 30 days you have to inform it to whom? RSC. Within 30 days of filing your half year standalone financial statement, you have to inform it to whom? RSC. But now that 30 days has been reduced to what? So it means, say for example, by 30th September, my financial statements are filed with what? Recognized stock exchange. By 15th October, the RSC must know that ki April to September, what related party transactions I have done. And the same thing will be applicable for the next 6 months also. So tell me, what is my next 6 months? October to March. And by 15th April, recognized stock exchange must know that how many related party transactions I have done from October to March. So earlier the time period was what? And now it is changed to what? 15 days. And one more. From 1/4/2023 onwards, such disclosure shall be made along with half yearly SFS and CFS results. मतलब now, इस साल से from 1/4/2023 onwards, not even 15 days, on the spot, you are filing your SFS, CFS, file the declaration of your RPTs as well. So tell me, what was the earlier provision? 30 days. Reduced to what? For which financial year? 22-23. But from the 23-24 financial year onwards, no longer 15 days also. Just immediately file it whenever you are filing your SFS and what? CFS. Is it clear now? 100%? So please tell me the 4 amendments I told you in related party. Point number 1. What do you mean by material related party transaction? Now 1000 rupees, 1000 crore has been added, whichever is lower. Amendment number 1. Omnibus approval, who will give you? But audit committee mein who will give you? All independent directors. Third, what is the third thing? 30 days reduced to? But from 1/4/2023 onwards, on the spot. Not even a 15 day. Matlab from day after tomorrow onwards, you won't be having now any provision of 15 days. The moment you are filing your CFS, SFS, you have to file your related party transactions half yearly. Is it understood to everyone? Exam mein they will give you the date accordingly. If they are telling you 23-24 financial year, what you will write? On the spot with SFS and CFS. If they will giving you this financial year, then 15 days from the date of filing the SFS and CFS with whom? RSC. Right? Now, next point. What is the next one? UMS. What is UMS, everyone? Unlisted but material subsidiary. UMS, remember the word. What is UMS? I'm a listed company. Try to understand what the logic I'm trying to give you now. I'm a listed company and she is my subsidiary. If she is also a listed company, so LODR is applicable on you also. Then this point is not required to be applicable to me. Now I'm a listed company. She is my subsidiary, but she is unlisted subsidiary. Which one? First one? She is my which subsidiary? But being unlisted, she is my material subsidiary. What do you mean by now? Material. Material makes if she is contributing more than what? 20% in my consolidated income and consolidated net worth. Ab suno, this regulation is on what? All subsidiaries or UMS? What is the full form of UMS? Unlisted but material subsidiary. What makes you material subsidiary? You are contributing more than what? 20%. Remember, don't confuse it with NFRA wala point. That was greater than equals to. Here it is more than what? 20% of your consolidated income or consolidated net worth. One independent director of. Now, there are some rules LODR has made. Now see, I am listed. She is my UMS. What are you? UMS. Full form? So my one independent director will sit in your BOD. My one independent director will sit in the BOD of what? UMS. Rule number 1 understood? Rule number 2. BOD of UMS is reportable to the BOD of what? Listed entity. Whatever you will do, you will report it to me because you are my UMS. You are contributing how much? More than 20%. And I need to know what you are doing. Am I correct? What you have to report me? All the significant contracts you are entering and all the significant arrangements you are entering. Tell me the 3 rules. She is my UMS. UMS stands for? Am I correct? What are the 2 rules she has to follow? What makes her UMS? Because she is contributing more than 20% in my consolidated net worth or consolidated income. What are the 2 obligations on her? Point number 1. My one independent director will sit in your board of directors. Point number 1. Second thing, your board will always report to me. What you will report? All the significant contracts you entered and all significant arrangement. Third, your audit committee of listed entity shall verify the financial statements of what? My audit committee can anytime come to you and can check your financial statement. Whose audit committee? Parent listed entities audit committee. Did you get the point? Tell me the 4 rules now. What is she? UMS. What makes her material? My one ID will sit in her BOD and her BOD will be reportable to BOD of the parent listed entity. And my parent audit committee can anytime visit what? UMS and can check its what? Are you understanding the points each and every one? Next point is one. If I am a listed entity, I am taking a decision to dispose what? More than 20% of the totals of what? Suppose I am holding 80% in this company. How much in this company? Are you getting the point? Is she my subsidiary? I took a decision to sell more than what? 20%. I want to dispose the shareholding resulting into what? 50% or less. Say for example, I want to sell 30% of your assets. My question is, am I having 80% control on this company? Can I take a decision? So what category I'm talking about? I'm talking about this now. Now, second point mein, I'm not selling your assets. I'm selling my holding in you. Suppose I was holding how much? 80%. I sold 30%. Please tell me, 80% got reduced to what? Is she now my subsidiary? No, because she will be called my subsidiary when? More than 50. I sold it that much that she went away from my group. In these two situations, you can only do it by passing a what? Special resolution. Point number 1, voluntarily. Or you have been ordered under section number 31 of whom? IPC, under the resolution plan. Or you have been ordered by whom? Court or tribunal. If listed entity wants to sell more than 20% assets of what? UMS, or wants to sell its shareholding, which will result my shareholding to 50% or less, I can only do it in 3 situations. What are the 3 situations? Either voluntarily bypassing SR, मेरे को मेरे 75% shareholder की permission चाहिए. Second, I am under section 31 of what? IBC code 2016. I got a resolution plan. Or third, I have been ordered by whom? Did you get the point? But under what 2 circumstances I need to do any of these 3? If I am selling more than 20% of the assets, or I am selling my shareholding, which will result into my shareholding reduced to what? 50% or less. Is it clear, everyone? Must file the resolution copy with whom? RSE. Within again which day? 1 day. And last one, secretarial audit is required for what? UMS in India. Tell me the 7 rules. First of all, UMS stands for. सर ये इतने इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स है ना, यू नेवर नो दैट यू विल स्लिप आउट, क्योंकि हम लोग इस चैप्टर को ही छोड़ के जाते हैं, जबकि ये सबसे इजीएस्ट चैप्टर है. ओनली थिंग इज you have to remember so many provisions, and it can easily gain you 6 to 7 marks. I can guarantee you for that. Are you getting the man? Please tell me, what makes her my UMS? She is contributing more than 20% in the consolidated net worth or consolidated income. Next one, tell me some provisions which I need to do on her. My one ID will come to your BOD. Your BOD will report to my BOD. My AC can come to you and check your what? Financial statement. I want to take a decision to sell you more than 30%. More than 20 or more than 30? More than 20. And I want to sell my shares in such a way that it will reduce my shareholding to 50% or less. What are the 3 possibilities I can do in that? Either by SR or under 31 of IBC 2016, or either ordered by court or tribunal. Do I have to pass a resolution copy with whom? Recognized stock exchange within 1 day. And secretarial audit is must on you if you are my Indian UMS. Read the last point. Secretarial audit is required for the UMS in what? India. Is it clear, everyone? So that brings an end to your discussions on what? UMS. Tell me the 6 LODRs we have done. Audit committee, board related composition, chairman, remuneration, everything we have done. Next, third, code of ethics. Fourth, vigil mechanism. 5, related party transaction. And 6, now UMS. Now, what is the next thing? Statement of deviations. Applies to which entities? Listed. To be submitted to whom? RSE. But not within 1 day now. Quarterly basis. So 4 times in a year you have to submit your statement of deviation. What does it include? Deviation in utilization of funds raised via public issue, right issue, preferential issue. Do you remember this? Clause number 10. In Caro, application of funds. So you are not using the money for what you have what? Raised. You are deviating from its what? Use. You told that you will use it to open a factory, but you are using it for some other purpose. So bhaiya, you have to report it to whom? RSE. Within on which basis? Quarterly. When you have raised the money via public issue, right issue, preferential issue. Can you please tell me the meaning of all 3? Public issue तो हो गया IPO और FPO. Okay, next, right issue मतलब right shares. What is preferential allotment? Private placement of shares. Right, next one. Consolidated or sector wise. I have to give the 2 deviations. What is the total deviation and sector wise? Are you getting it? Like How much is the deviation in my capital? What do you mean by capital expenditure? Capex. क्या होता है? That expenditure you are incurring on your day-to-day activities or buying the plant and machinery. So you have to give sector-wise bifurcation, working capital bifurcation, revenue expenditures bifurcation, sales-wise, marketing-wise. Till when you have to keep on submitting it? Till the utilization of what? Funds or fulfillment of purpose. जब तक तुम सारा पैसा यूज नहीं कर लेते, till the time you do not use the 100% money, you have to keep on filing it with whom? RSA. Suppose I took 5 years to utilize my 10,000 crores which I raised 5 years back. So till what time I have to keep on filing it? 5 years. So either utilization of funds should be over or what? Fulfillment of the purpose. Please tell me what has happened in this provision. Point number 1. Who is filing what to whom? Listed entity is filing statement of deviations to whom? RSE. Yearly or quarterly? Statement of deviation consolidated wise, sector wise. Am I correct or not? If you have raised the money via public offer or via preferential allotment or via right issue, but you are not using it for the purpose for which it was raised. Till what time you have to keep on filing? Till the time either utilization is not over or funds are not over. Is it clear, everyone? Time completion or utilization. Next one is one management discussion and analysis report. Okay? Now I already told you management discussion and analysis report is actually kuch nahi, dustbin of the company. It is a what? Dustbin. Everything which is residual information of the company will be thrown into that. Do we throw our scrap in the dustbin or not? You will see that what comes under that. One of the mandatory review by the audit committee in addition to the board report for the listed entities to be added in the which report? Annual. It includes what? Just please tell me the meaning of each and every word. What is the first word? What is your industry structure? You are a telecom industry or you are a steel industry, cement industry, and what are your developments? Adequacy of which system? Your financial performance and operational. Your sector-wise, product-wise what? Performance. What are the technological advancements and high HR developments you have done? What are your risks and what? Concern. What is your broader outlook, opportunities and threats? So are you seeing that these are the generalization information we are giving to whom? RSE. But main point is this. Greater than equals to 25% change in the following ratios with what? Explanation. Say for example, you will calculate 2 years ratios now. Last year and current year. If as compared to last year to current year, the change is greater than equals to what? 25%. That also will be included in what? Management discussion and analysis report. What are the 7 ratios you have to calculate? Read the ratio number 1. GP ratio, NP ratio, debt by equity ratio, interest coverage ratio, debtor turnover ratio, inventory turnover ratio and current ratio. When you have to report it? As compared to last year, if the deviation is greater than equals to what? 25%. Change in your return and net worth compared with the which year? Last year. And includes other information out of whose scope? Auditor scope. Auditor's responsibility is to consider 315 and 720. हाँ क्या क्या बताओ, why the lawmaker has written like this? Auditor's responsibility is to comply with 315 and 720. Both standards you know. What is 315? Identifying and assessment of what? Risk of material misstatements through understanding of entity. तो इसमें वही तो हो रहा है. What information we are giving in this particular report? What is entity? What is its internal control system? What is its environment? Correct? 315. Why 720? Is it a financial information or the other information? Easy to remember. So why 315? It's all about kachra information of the company, entity, internal and what? Environment. Why 720? Because for you it is not what? Financial. For you it is a which information? Other information. Is it clear? Next one. Information to whom? Shareholder. Who is the owner of the company? So do they deserve to know some information? 2 people information relating to their directors, relating to their what? Auditor. Regarding the directors, which information we have to give? How many are newly appointed? How many are reappointed? Reissue बोल गया. नहीं एक सेकेंड. अरे resume of director. It's happened. Sometimes you can't understand your own handwriting. It happens. That's what I'm saying. What is this reissue of director? Resume of director means his what? Brief profile. Relationship among what? Directors. Expertise of directors in the which areas? Who is the director of finance, director of marketing, director of sales, functional area directors? How many directorships in other listed entities and how many membership in other listed entities? And how many, what is the shareholding of NEDs? What is NEDs? These all information who is giving to whom? Listed entity is giving the information about its directors to the whom? Shareholders. What is the information about your directors you are giving to the shareholder? Read the word. How many are newly appointed? How many are reappointed? Resume of what? Directors. What is the relationship among the directors? What are the functional directors we have? What are their expertise in various functions? How many directors are holding the directorships in which company? Listed entity. How many are the members and chairmanships in the other companies? And shareholding of the NEDs. What is NEDs? So all information about your directors you have given. But they are not only in directors. They are also interested in what? Auditors. Auditor. Did we appoint a new auditor or reappointed? If there is any change in the remuneration payable as compared to the what? Outgoing auditor. With what? Justification. Can you please tell me when it will happen? Rotation. The rotation means she went out, I came in. When you were paying the money to her, it was 1 CR audit fees. To me, you are paying 1.5. Is there any change? How much? So why did you pay extra? Who deserves to know? Whose money it is? Shareholder. They deserve to know. That's why company has to tell them with what? Justification. Comparison between the remuneration of outgoing and incoming auditor. Next one. Consideration of recommendations made for appointment and reappointment of whom? Auditor. Auditor's responsibility is to verify whether this information is provided to the shareholders or not. And small amendment. What is a small amendment? Read this. As per section number 136, such information to the shareholder must be sent via what? Email, and keep it open for inspection at its what? Registered office during the which hour? Business hours for at least what? 2 hours, 21 days before what? AGM. Actually क्या हो गया मैं तुम्हें बताता हूँ. Listed company में number of shareholders are too many. That's why they have stopped sending you the physical copies of this information. They have started sending you this information via what? Email. But let's say, for example, this lady as a shareholder came to me. She said that, sir, I don't have an email account. I want a physical copy. मैंने कहा, madam, we can't send you. You have to come to our office. 21 days before the AGM, we have already kept it open for what? Inspection. But please come during the business hours. Come and it will be open for inspection for how many hours? 2 hours daily. Please come during that time. Come and visit and have a look. Am I correct or not? This particular provision is for which kind of shareholders? Who operate emails or who do not? And they want to come and do the physical inspection of this information. Should I ask you some questions now? What are the two informations we are giving to the shareholders? Director's information, auditor. Director में क्या information दे रहे हैं? How many are new? How many are reappointed? Brief profile. Functional directors, expertise in which you are already a director, chairmanship, membership, and shareholding of what? NEDs. What about the auditor's information we are giving it to you? Did we change? Is it new or is it reappointed? And what is the change in the remuneration between the outgoing and incoming with justification? Am I correct or not? And next one, how should I give you this information? Via email. Who has to check it? Auditor. But should I only send you the email or kept it for inspection also? Question number 1. Who will going to keep it open for inspection? Listed entity. Where? Registered office. How many days before? 21 days before the AGM. During which hours? For at least what? Daily basis. For 21 days. Am I correct? You come, check and po. Correct है? Easy है? या बहुत easy है? Sir, easy तो है, but heavy है. Chapter is taking a toll. It's taking a heavy toll. But I can make you understand the moment you will read this chapter now, things will go very smoother for you now. What is the next topic? Stakeholders which committee? Relationship committee. अब देखो यहाँ पे 3 तरह की कमेटी है. Stakeholder relationship committee, risk management committee, nomination and remuneration committee. Problem with you guys is you will mix it. I know. Problem with you guys is you will what? Mix it between the 3 committees. What are the 3? stakeholders, risk, and nomination. I will solve this problem by letting you know what is the major difference between the three committees. From the name itself only, please tell me what is the meaning of this committee. That I know. I asked you the meaning. If the stakeholders or shareholders or security holders have any kind of complaints, they can register their complaints to this committee. Read the point number 1. To be constituted by whom? Directors. To be constituted by directors. To look after the grievances and complaints received from which holder? Up main points. How many people should be there in this committee? 3 direct. ध्यान से सुनना. This is a major thin line of differences between the all. How many minimum people? 3 in this committee with at least what? 1 ID. But if it is a listed entity, equity shares with differential, outstanding superior rights, then minimum 2/3 should be ID. Now please tell me, how much should be the composition of this committee? Minimum 3. Generally 1 ID, but if you are a superior outstanding equity shareholders company, then 2/3 should be ID. To be chaired always by whom? मतलब इस कमेटी का चेयरपर्सन कौन होगा? NED. To be present in the AGM for shareholders queries. Shall meet at least how many times in a year? Once in a year. To obtain the compliance certificate on resolved complaints. And remember, if your 95% of the complaints are not resolved during the financial year, then in that case you will be delisted from the recognized stock exchange. How many minimum complaints must be resolved during the same year? 95%. If any doubt, RSC came to know that you have resolved 94% complaints, 6% are still what? Unresolved. Next day you will get one letter from recognized stock exchange. Sorry boss, you are unlisted. We have delisted your company. So how many minimum to be resolved? 95%. To resolve the matters like transfer, transmission, dividend nahi aaya, or issue of share certificate, duplicate share certificate they are not issuing. Generally, what kind of complaints a shareholder will have with the company? I applied for transfer, didn't happen. I applied for transmission, didn't happen. Company did not issue me the share certificate. Company did not give me the duplicate share certificate. Are you getting these kind of complaints? Chiller complaints, right? Non-payment of what? Interest and dividend. Auditor's responsibility is what? What you have learned. Now please tell me. Who makes this committee? Directors. How many members? Minimum 1 independent director. When 2/3? How many times they should meet in a year? Once in a year. What kind of resolutions they have to do? Transfer, transmission, duplicate, share certificate, all those things. Am I correct or not? Then how many minimum complaints must be resolved in a year? 95%. So this is what all auditor will check. So what you learned, who will check it? Auditor. Now what is the next topic? Same. एक काम करो, ये टॉपिक ना आप वो अपने शेयर एंड शेयर कैपिटल चैप्टर विच यू हैव डन इन कंपनी लॉ ना वहां से देख लो. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय ट्रांसफर ट्रांसमिशन? प्लीज टेल मी द डिफरेंस. आई डोंट वांट टू वेस्ट द टाइम ऑन दिस. What do you mean by transfer and how it is different from transmission? Have you heard of this word? Huh? I am selling the shares to you. Is it transfer or transmission? You died. Now it is transmission. Are you getting the point? On the death, insolvency, insanity. When the members' shares are transmitted in the name of legal representative, official assignee, official receiver, that is called transmission. But when the two allied persons are selling the shares to each other, that is called what? Transfer. Who has to do that? There is one special committee in the listed entity who will do that. But whether that committee is doing that properly or not, who is always watching them? Board of Director. Every fortnight. What do you mean by fortnight? Every 14 days, the board of directors will go to that particular committee and take the report. Did you resolve the transfer transmission issues or not? That is what you mean by transfer, transmission, transposition. Did you get the point? So tell me, what do you mean by transfer and transmission? Difference? Between the two alive person, it is known as, and between the, not between, dead, insolvency, insanity, that is called what? Transmission. Okay? So this topic I am leaving it on you. Now CCCC, compliance certificate by CEO and CFO. Not that important, but you should know that. Achha, please tell me, how signs the financial statement? हाँ, कल ही किया था, यहीं पे ना, अटक गया ना. Who signs the financial statement? Chairman is authorized, chairman is not authorized. chairman is authorized, then chairman will sign, CEO will sign, CFO will sign, CS will sign. Chairman is not authorized, then two directors, among whom one should be MD, CEO, CFO, CA. But that is under which act? Companies Act. But under the which act? SEBI Act. It is CCCC, Compliance Certification by CEO and CFO. Now listen, it is a responsibility of the they are the most rewarded in terms of money. So they have to be highly responsible also. Think from this point of view. So it is a responsibility of the CEO and CFO to report the board and certify the followings. What they are reporting? They have reviewed financial statement and they certified that they are free from what? MM and any kind of what? Misleading. It means when you have a CEO and CFO in the organization, your financial statements are free from MM or not. Board does not declare. Who declare? CEO and CFO. This is called compliance certification by CEO and CFO. Because are we paying them crores and crores of money? So are they being paid to keep their hands empty folded or to do some work? So bhaiya, this is your work. What is the declaration number 1? We declare that ki financial statements are what? Free from omission or material misstatement and they do not contain any. What is the second declaration there? We say that it represents what? True and fair view and made as per AFRF. What is AFRF? And what is the third? It does not contain anything which is unlawful, illegal and against what? Tell me, what are the three declarations CEO, CFO is giving? Free from MM, not having misleading information. Second, representing true and fair. What is third? It does not contain any illegal, unlawful and non-compliance with laws and regulations. They also certify that ki bhaiya, we have also checked ICS. What is ICS? And looking at the size and nature of the entity, it is perfect. Who is saying this? CEO and CFO. What is the fifth declaration they are giving? If there are any deficiencies in ICS, we have taken the adequate steps to rectify it. And not only that, we have also reported these deficiencies to our statutory auditor as well as which committee? Tell me the 6 declarations they are making. We say that financial statements are free from material misstatement. We say that it represents true and fair. We say that it does not contain any unlawful, illegal. Is it looking easier now? And we say that we have checked which system? Internal control. And we also say that if we found any deficiencies, we took the necessary steps to rectify it. And we have given this deficiencies information not only to our audit committee, to also our auditor. These are the 6 declarations who has to make? CEO and CFO. They should also certify that we have dealt with what? Significant frauds. We have dealt with what? Significant changes in ICS. We have also dealt with what? Significant. Total 9. Tell me the 3 significants. Significant frauds, significant changes in ICS, significant changes in account. Total 9 declarations, please. 9. Free from MM. True and fair. Not having any illegal, unlawful. Next one. We have adequacy of ICS. Deficiencies, we have taken rectification steps. And we have reported it to whom? Auditor and audit committee. We have dealt with significant frauds. We have dealt with significant changes in ICS. We dealt with significant. Ardhamainda? 100%. Disclosure. What is the purpose? अरे ये वो नहीं है, separate topic है. That is over. Compliance certificate by CEO CFO is over. What is the disclosure? Why? What are we disclosing in the corporate governance report? Point number 1. We are doing this so that shareholders will come to know about what? Transparency. We are majorly disclosing RPT. What is RPT? And what makes it material? More than 10 or more than 20? So more than 20 क्या था? UMS. So don't get confused. That is more than 10% of your consolidated turnover. USS is more than 20% of your consolidated income and net worth. And we are also reporting what? Deviations. So what are the 3 things we report in this report? Transparency purpose, RPT is material or not, and what? Deviation. And I need not tell you all this because you have already done it individually. Are you getting the point? Do you know everything about RTP? Oh, sorry, RTP, sorry, RPT. RTP to apna hai. Okay? Now, what is the first committee we are already done with? Audit committee. Second, third, we are going to do RMC. What is RMC? अच्छा, ये दोनों को मैंने कंपैरिजन वे में इसलिए लिखा है क्योंकि देयर आर सो मेनी सिमिलैरिटीज बिटवीन देम. Am I correct or not? And you should understand that. And small changes come in NRC. What is NRC? Point number 1. Constituted by board. Constituted by board. Minimum how many members? Minimum how many members? But here all must be NEDs. Where? Nomination. How many NEDs there? There's no such point. One should be ID. And if it is superior right outstanding, 2/3 should be ID. NED is going to be the chairman over there. Are you getting the point? But here things are different. Minimum 3, minimum 3. Majority should be what? अच्छा, मैं तुम्हें ना पहले मीनिंग बताता हूँ कि why you are finding these many differences here. See, risk management is whose responsibility? So management includes board of directors. So in this particular committee, who will be the majority people? Board of director, and at least what? One. But what is this committee? Think logically. If you want to get a promotion in a company, and if you want to get nominated as a director in the company, and if you want your salary to be defined, do we need a board of directors to be partial people in this committee, or we need impartial people? Okay, impartial people only can tell do you deserve to be in the top level management or not. That's why the committee name is known as what? Nomination and remuneration. So that's why all are NEDs. What is NED? Non-executive director. Am I correct or not? Now, but all are NEDs, at least half should be ID, but now half has been changed to what? 2/3. Ab batao, what is the composition difference you found? Written in front of you, you can see that what is the difference between the two. Please tell me. How many minimum members? Here also 3. In 3, majority should be board of directors plus one ID. But here all should be what? But in that all, I need 2/3 to be which directors? Independent directors. Am I correct? And this point is same. What is this company? And what is this company? Same. 2/3, 2/3. Did you get the point? Now, again repeat. Who constitutes? Board. Who constitutes? Minimum. Minimum. Majority. BOD. One ID. Here, all NEDs, but 2/3 should be ID. SR company, SR company. 2/3. यहाँ तक sorted है? Okay. Who is going to be the chairperson? तो majority कौन है? Board. तो chairperson also will be board or senior executives. But senior executives cannot be the chairperson. They can only be what? Members. But who will be the chairperson here? ID. क्योंकि 2/3 are what? ID. Logic समझ में आया? Who are majority here? Board. तो chairperson is board. Who is majority here? 2/3 is ID. Therefore, chairperson is what? ID. Shall meet how many times in a year? With a maximum gap of how many times that committee? Shareholder. Once in a year. Chairman of the listed entity. If you are a chairman, matlab Ratan Tata, can he become the part of NRC? Answer is what? Can be a, but can't be a chairperson. हम लोग चेयरपर्सन ऑफ बीओडी की बात नहीं कर रहे, चेयरपर्सन ऑफ कंपनी की बात कर रहे. रतन टाटा केम, आई वांट टू चेयर दिस कमिटी, आई विल डिसाइड हु विल नॉमिनेट एंड रेम्युनरेट. नो, यू कांट बी. You are a chairperson. Definitely you will give the maximum remuneration to yourself. So sorry boss, you can be a member, but you can't be a what? Chairperson. Next one applies to only top 1000 listed companies and shall meet this one once in a year. What is here? Twice in a year. Next one. What is a quorum here? Same like audit committee. 2 or 1/3, whichever is higher. What is a quorum here again? 2 or 1/3, whichever is higher. But here at least one word. Board of director and here at least one word. ID. Right or not? Now remaining is irrelevant thing to be told. But please tell me the 5 differences between the two. Minimum 3, minimum 3. Majority BOD, 1 ID. All are NEDs, 2/3 is superior right, 2/3, 2/3. Twice in a year, once in a year. Can BOD become the chairman? Can BOD, one of the director will become the chairman? Yes. But here, can chairman of the company become the chairman? But can he become a member? Can a senior executive become the chairman here? But they can become the member. Am I correct? Pakka 100% sorted hai? Okay, next one. Quorum 2 or 1/3, 2 or 1/3, but at least one should be director and at least one should be ID. इस कमेटी का रोल क्या है? अच्छा मेरे क्या होता है, रिस्क मैनेजमेंट कमेटी का मतलब क्या होता है कि कंपनी सीइंग दैट देयर इज अ ह्यूज रिस्क इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, वी हैव टू इंक्रीज इट फर्दर or we are going to reduce it. So what is the objective? Role is to take care and mitigate what? Risk, including the which risk? Cyber risk. Powers to obtain information from any employee, use legal professional advice, enforce attendance of outsiders if required. देखो सिंपल सी बात होती है, हम लोग रोमम वर्ड यूज करते हैं. What is रोमम? वो हम लोग ऑडिट में यूज करते हैं. Companies use the risk management. What is the purpose of both auditor and company? To increase the risk or reduce the risk? And what is the purpose of this committee, please? See, role is qualification, positive attributes, and independence policy for KMP's directors and employees. They will keep on observing you, how good you are and how good performer you are. Second thing, diversity of word. Acha, do you need board of directors belonging to one single line of activity or multiple functional people? So that is called diversity of the board. Who will decide that? NRC. Next one, evaluation of whose independence. What is ID stands for? Whether he is independent or not, who is checking that? NRC committee. Next one, to extend or continue the terms of what? Suppose I am very happy with this ID. Can I tell her to continue second term again? Yes. Identify the persons who are ready for promotions as a director and as a what? Senior management. And also it will do what? Removals. Is it clear? Actually, if you will see, your LODR provisions are over. Only one LODR, new two provisions have been added. One is called resignation by the statutory auditor, and one is known as your secretarial audit and secretarial compliance report. Are you getting in mind? These are the two topics left that will continue once we'll come back. तो याद रखना, after coming from the break, हम लोग 5 मिनट में पहले पूरा चैप्टर रिवाइज करेंगे जो भी हमने किया, and then we'll proceed with the remaining topics. Is it clear, everyone? Another half an hour it will take, not more than that. And after that, immediately we are going to start with NBFC chapter. NBFC ke first I'll tell you all the amendments, then the relevant things in the NBFC chapter. Clear? So we will be short of 70 marks in our portion. If this is the portion what we have covered, at least 70 marks will come from that portion, right? Chalo, thank you so much. See you guys at what? 3. थोड़ा heavy हो गया नहीं आज? हाँ, थोड़ा खाना वाना खाओ, consume करो. Put it in your brain boxes, come back with energy, and don't sleep in the class after having a lunch. I'm just having finger raise karo, you all. Okay? Okay. Oh, thank you. See you guys at 3. Close kar do.